of civilization, Union still seeks to unite the human diaspora. But now, an edict, long since forgotten, can be heard again, scream from beyond the stars. Will humanity hear? Will we understand? For now, only one thing is certain. Our Lancers will respond when the Starcriers fly.
Hello and welcome to RPGs Uncovered for another new episode of the Starcrier Conflict. We are back. If you've been following us on, if you've been following the show, if you've been following us on social media, you will know that it is dinosaur fighting time today. Giant robots versus dinosaurs, and I have been hyped all week for it. So I will endeavor to not keep us long from that. And this jungle music is just too calm for what we have going on, so I'm going to turn that off for the moment. Yes, how's everybody doing? Thank you for tuning in. If you are watching this live, hello. Feel free to drop some heart tomatoes in the comments. We always love to see them. And if you are here watching live on Twitch, you can scroll down to the About tab and head over. Scroll down, head over to the About tab, and you'll be able to see there's a mayhem meter banner there that you can click on. That leads to a tip collection page. Anything we get through that is split up evenly with these wonderful people. It is the best way I can think of to try to give them some actual monetary compensation for all that they do here, all of the wonderful creative work that they put into this as well. And every $50, there's a tracker above my head. Every $50, something crazy is going to happen. So combat episodes, especially, fill it up. I got some things planned. Outside of combat episodes, it doesn't add anything because I don't want to restrict content behind a paywall, but it does. It might speed some things up or put a spin on something that is otherwise developing. Anyway, Mayhem Meter, best way I can think of supporting these wonderful people. So if you like the show, if you like, what they are doing here, and I think they are all absolutely fantastic, drop a couple bucks in the Mayhem Meter fund if you got it. Otherwise, you can head over to our Ko-Fi. I pushed this a little more because we lost our sponsor, Veil the Void. No shenanigans, nothing bad about any of that. Just money. Money is difficult. I get it. And that's working with indie TTRPG people and adjacent. We are all just people, just trying to make it by. So if you have a little extra and you like the show and you want to support it, you want to support these wonderful people, you want to up the production value, get some more art assets, especially some music, allow me to work with more people in the community, and you can head over to our Ko-Fi and subscribe there to get some real fun behind the scenes content, like after shows, my notes, character dossiers, all the faction information that we're working on here. So that is the best way to support the channel. And if you'd like to be a sponsor, drop me a line. Social media, my email, I believe, the channel email is on there. So yeah, we will work something out, as much or as little as you are able to contribute. I just want to work with more people in the indie TTRPG sphere because I'm not taking those sponsorships for Raid or other mobile sites or gaming nonsense or whatnot. I want to work with you folks. So we'll work something out if you're interested. But that's all the shilling that I'm going to do. Let's throw it over to these wonderful folks to tell us who they are, who they're playing, and then we will jump into things.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sean. I am playing August Walker, aka Solitaire, he, him, all around. And I have survived the ridiculous series of storms that have hit my area. I may or may not be streaming from some environmental disaster bunker right now, but I'm here, and that's what counts, right?
Truly,
We
truly a
appreciate you
feat.
being here. Yeah, you had me worried last week.
Seriously. I
You gotta
know.
go throw
we
more
had to be
hands with
gone for a
Debbie.
minute.
It was so
No.
stupid. Just
Gotta throw
so
hands.
tired
That's
of it.
what's gotta happen next.
Well, hey, howdy, hi. My name is Haley. They, them, and I will be playing Siobhan, aka Bite, and that is she, they for them. But yeah, no, we're surviving. My cat's doing absolutely batshit things, so I'm gonna be muted for most of this until I need to speak. I wish you all the best of luck, and please pray for my toes. Thank you.
That's a mood.
Well, hi, hello. I didn't know we were doing this today. I am Q, he, him. I'm playing Logan Ohura, also he, him, who goes by Desperado for a call sign, and he's piloting Dead Man's Hand.
Hi, I'm Andrew. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm playing Athanmetian, also he, him pronouns, call sign Blacksmith, and I'm going to be piloting Striker.
Does what it says on the tin.
That's the hope, at least.
I got one job, all right?
Hey, y'all, it's Drake Lionheart. Most people call me Lion. I use they, he pronouns, and tonight I will be playing John, Tavocrate Vasir Harrison IV, call sign Starblood, pilot of Ascendant. Also uses, well, Ascendant doesn't, but Tavok uses they, them, he, him pronouns. It's a good time. We're gonna have fun. Let's go kick some dinosaurs in the teeth.
Yes, and hello once again, folks. I'm Jack. I do the GM thing up in this box here. I play everybody else, including the dinosaurs that are going to rip and tear at these wonderful, delicious tin cans that are stomping through the desert. Shouldn't be nearly as bad as the Starcrier. Probably. No, certainly not. Certainly not. He, they pronouns. Don't want to miss that. All right. Let us then, we'll transition out of our deploy music and back into our nice little jungle beats for a moment here as we do a bit of a recap. So, previously on the Starcrier Conflict, our Lancers have been stationed on Iniko 4, fourth planet of the Iniko system, a jungle world known for its, biomatter production, food, biofuel, those sorts of things. They touched down in Prospera Bay, which you can see on the screen here. It is a beautiful, fresh air, if a little muggy environment, which some of our Lancers have really taken to and others really have not. But it's a beautiful area, and they get to, well, interact on a mission, on an operation, without necessarily being an imminent threat the entire time. Of course, unbeknownst to anybody else here, or presumably anywhere, our Lancers are aware of exactly what this possible, unknown, potential possible threat may be looming out in the distance that is sort of instigating this military defensive buildup that Union is doing of its rim worlds. That's what brings them here. They are securing Iniko 4. Previously, they met the council. There's a number of different factions, too much to cover in a concise recap. You'll have to go back and watch that, but a number of different factions relating to the corporate side of things, the more potentially independent-leaning side of things, and of course, everybody's favorite, the Hawkwood Company, who is taking responsibility for the defense, the actual military defense of this system. They're bringing a defense fleet in under the command of Fleet Captain Tiana Boboros, who is currently here. But after thoroughly overwhelming the Lancers with parliamentary politicking, they were able to take some time, get to know the area, get to know themselves, and a few of the shenanigans that have been happening behind the scenes before Mr. Eridux Slide, or Airy Slide, to his friends, which is everybody, came over with a few of the others, requesting the aid of our Lancers to go and escort some of the Slide employees stationed out in a jungle outpost. Some of the employees, some of their work. Basically, there's a caravan out there, deep in the jungle, one of the research outposts there, or whatever it is they do out there, who needs escort back through the jungle because the jungle is dangerous. After some level of paranoia, justified or no, the Lancers finally agreed to take this escort mission, and that is where we are going to be picking up today. So, today, on the Starcrier Conflict, we open with our camera flying through the air. We see the clouds zooming past us. Occasionally the camera flying into a cloud and just being enveloped by that fluffy white before it breaks free again, and we see this greenish bluish sky around, the jungle far below, just teeming with greenery and mountains, a scene that we haven't seen much of on the Starcrier Conflict, and a scene that our Lancers haven't seen very much of. But as our camera flies forward, the transport ship that our Lancers are on catches up. And this is the transport that they came in on. They are going to need to deploy their mechs straight into this zone that is deep enough in the jungle that there really isn't a good landing site for, well, air transport. So, it is time for what could be a potentially difficult, potentially dangerous drop into the operation zone. So we see this large transport ship, a transport ship that is... This is a spaceship. This is not a small vessel. This is a transport capable of carrying up to a dozen of these mechs, stored in their sort of crunched up storage form. But it's still a large, large ship. And we see it flying as low and as slow as it can over this jungle, getting ready to deploy. And as it zooms in over this base, we hear the intercoms cut in. Our Lancers, you are in your mechs, of course, ready to deploy. You have been informed that this is going to be sort of a live-action hot drop into the operation zone. Not under combat or anything. You've trained for this. You've trained for even combat hot drops, but you are dropping out of a very fast-moving object and trying to hit a bullseye that is, well, comparatively very small for the distance and speed that you are moving. The intercom cuts on. Lancers, we are approaching the drop site. Be ready to deploy. There will be only a few moments' notice. Make sure your harnesses are attached. Make sure your anchor harpoons are loaded. We will be dropping in 5, 4, 3, 2. The five of our Lancers, their mechs, are shot out of the side of this ship. You are used to being shot out of this ship, sort of broadside style, into the weightlessness, into the zero-G of space combat. And it's despite the speed in which you are deployed, when you are being deployed into space, it's relatively calm. Unless there's explosions happening all over the place or you're knocked unconscious by sabotage. But a relatively easy transition from the inside of the ship to the outside of the ship. That is not the case in this. You are shot out of the side of this ship and immediately buffeted by the atmosphere, the wind, as you begin quickly dropping back from the ship. You see it take off, not increasing its speed, but just the sheer force of the wind, the atmosphere pushing you back and down, slowing you from the ship as this large transport just continues to zoom off into the horizon. And it takes a moment for you all to center yourself, because you shoot out of this, and you have to correct yourself immediately. There is wind shear, there is speed that you need to compensate for, all of these things that you haven't had to really worry about when you are dropped into space. And you do not have a lot of time, because you are only probably a 1,000 or so feet from the deck. You are flying very low, very fast, and there's this small clearing, very small clearing, where the jungle has been cleared away from this facility of some sort. This otherwise nondescript sort of ziggurat feature, and there is a little bit of clearing between the facility and the jungle, and you have that zone to hit. On your backs, each of you, attached to the EVA modules you have, there is this sort of pack with a big winch system attached to it, and you have these anchor harpoons, these large rifles that are going to shoot out this thick spike that's going to launch down into the ground, and is attached by a thick steel cable, and you are going to ride that down with the assistance of a parachute, slowing you down, pulling you down to this very specific zone. So I need each of you to give me, we're going to roll to see how well it is you compensate for this violent ejection from the ship and take this shot. So I would like each of you to give me, let me open this up here. We're just going to do,
Agility?
yeah, this is going to be an agility check. This doesn't take any of your weapons into account. It's not really a proficiency sort of thing. This is just how quickly, how much finesse you have in managing your mech and being to hit a pinpoint target at this speed, at this height.
Wait, I have acrobatics,
Same.
so I have +1 accuracy.
Awesome. So I see a 19 from Solitaire here in Artemis. That is a clear hit. You hit the wind, spin a few times before you throw your thrusters on, correct yourself, and only one pass, aim this harpoon gun down, and the camera is going to follow the trajectory of this spike as it zooms through the air. We see the wind buffeting through it, and we see the ground getting closer and closer and closer and closer and closer, and then bam! Rocks fly, dust settles, and the camera pulls back, and there is just this thick cord sticking straight up into the sky, as presumably several more hit. Ascendant, Starblood, yours lands not far away. Bite in Buddy, yours as well lands not far away. Q, what have you got for me?
I got an 18.
An 18, excellent. Also hitting that bullseye dead on, not far from Solitaire's Artemis. The other two, Ascendant, Buddy Jr., you're a little closer to the tree line. It might get a little hairy on touchdown, unfortunately. Blacksmith, in Striker, you're not in the most agile frame.
Can I just add real quick? Y'all are hearing maniacal laughter over comms. I am having the time of my life, and I am not paying the most attention to where I'm actually aiming.
We see as 4 of these cables are anchored into the ground. The camera quickly pivots up and zooms back up these cables, and we see these 4 mechs, their parachutes deploy off behind them. They have a series of parachutes to them. You see the winch system attached to this cable activate, and sparks fly as you are being pulled down in a direction. The parachutes pulled tight against the wind, against the atmosphere, and you are being pulled down to the ground quickly. You're probably going to land with a considerable impact, but far less impact than just dropping, a couple thousand feet out of the sky, or however far we are. And as we see these 4 mechs being pulled down, we just see Stryker tumbling in the air, more maniacal laughter coming in over the comms. We see your corrective jets pushing one way, overcompensating, throwing you to the side, overcompensating the other way, throwing you to the side. You are spinning and spinning and spinning, and you manage to slow yourself, but you are still plummeting at a ridiculous speed, and you know you don't have enough time. You have to anchor somewhere and get this parachute off, or you are going to hit so hard that you're not going to survive. And you fire your harpoon largely blind, and we see streaking off into the tree line, distance away, another one of these spikes land. Trees shake, and Stryker, Blacksmith, you are pulled in a very different tangent to everybody else. Our camera sees our 4 mechs making their way down to the ground. You are going to land relatively safely, though I would like Bite and Starblood. I want you now. Where did I put that sheet? I guess I closed it. I would like you now to give me a hull save.
No.
This is just going to represent how precisely you are at landing, well, not well. It's both the strength and the sturdiness of your mech, and knowing how you can position to, well, take as much of the force of this impact in some place where it more or less belongs. A 16 and a 12.
16.
Those will both do. Buddy, this probably Bite, this probably concerns you the most because you're largely just in a hard suit. You're not even really in a full mech. In fact, I don't think the Goblin even entirely closes. It can. I mean, it must, because we're deploying it into 0G. So even if the art doesn't look like it fully closes, the Goblin, it's designed to fully close. I'm gonna skip that. But you are basically just wearing a Halo suit at the moment. And
I think this is the first time that Shiv recognizes that this is Shiv's been going oh yeah, my mech. And then this is the moment as I'm hurtling towards the ground where I go, oh, it's a suit. It's a suit. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that might honestly explain part of why Tavik, who's done this a million times, is having a bit of trouble here, because one of the squad is in a situation where he's still not convinced that they're gonna be able to pull this off. Not because of them, but because of this random nonsense potato suit.
As I'm going kind of away from the other, the rest of the group, you're just gonna hear, "Hey, Shiv, don't forget, tuck and roll."
That's that is
Where the hell are you going?
Yeah, still getting used to Stryker. I'll be there in a
Mind your
bit.
business.
You're not supposed to hit over here.
Try and keep your focus, Blacksmith. This isn't training.
You guys don't have enough time for all of this roleplay. This is a hot drop. You are hitting the ground. Bite, you compared to the other mechs who are going to land on their big, chunky, mechanized legs, not involving their organic legs at all, you're landing with your legs. You have you have a suit on. There's actuators there and a lot of reinforcement. But when you impact, you're impacting with your body. And you probably hear Blacksmith come over the comms just in time for you to go, oh, that's probably a good idea. And we see you grab the cable and sort of crunch yourself up into this little pillbug ball, and really try to throw yourself sideways and into the ground so that you land on your side, your shoulder and your hip, which I think is how you're supposed to fall. It's been a long time since I've taken fall training, but you land on that side and you sort of tumble. We see the goblin form, this mech that might be 7 feet tall, just tumble. You hit the ground. You are going to take. Go ahead, roll. There you go. 3 points of damage.
Rude.
So you do definitely feel the impact. It's you can feel the pressure of it, and you're jostled a bit, but you are surprised by how well it doesn't feel like you just hit the ground. There's this weird sort of inertial dampening that seems to have instinctively kicked on. Now, kind of, you get a little bit of that wobble you get from a really old car that has like air cushion shocks that just sort of marshmallows for a bit when you go over a speed bump. So you know your suit took a lot more impact than you did, but it was a hard landing, but not a terribly dangerous one.
Okay. It's a suit. It's a suit. It's not a mech. It's a suit.
Starblood, Ascendant. You likewise take 3 damage as you land. You are able to clamp down on the winch system, slowing yourself down as much as possible, and you don't land in an awkward way so much as the anchor point was right on the tree line, and you touch down on the ground, and just the momentum, you have to stomp, 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 and you barrel into a tree. Like the size of a mech with the weight of a mech, you slam into this tree, the tree topples into another tree, sort of spin off to the side and sort of fall on the side of your mech. Minor damage. In fact, you probably feel a little more jostled than Bite does, but you managed to land. The other 2 of you, of course, Desperado and Solitaire. Easy. You got those anchors in almost immediately. You had a great trajectory. You're not landing near anything dangerous. And you do still slam down. Like, there is a small crater in the ground. We hear the actuators just crunch, that screeching of metal as the knees of your mechs not buckle under your weight, but really we see the mechs pretty much crouch down to their entire form before they settle. The dust settles, and you stand yourselves back up, otherwise uninjured. And then, as Bite, you pick yourself up as we see Starblood walking out from where he tumbled into the forest. We hear this crash of several trees, some sort of large impact off in the distance somewhere. Branches shattering as it's shearing through the canopy of this jungle. Few trees being hit and slammed together. Thank you for the follow. Blacksmith, I would like you to roll me a hull check with a point of difficulty, and this is going to be risky. You're taking damage regardless because of because you failed to roll. But this will determine half or full.
I would like to say that this is happening behind Shiv, and like they like stand up, and then there's all this fucking noise behind them.
Yes.
And they're like, "I found Blacksmith."
Well, the good news is that is an 18 total.
Yes.
Hey.
So. Yeah, this is going to be fun to sound design for a podcast. I'm looking forward to this. So, the rest of you stand up, turn around. You're like, where's Blacksmith? Oh, crash to the side. Fortunately, Striker is, not the most sturdy of all of the mechs available. It's solid. And more than anything, you know how to hit stuff. You know how to ram stuff. You know how to grapple. You are built around colliding with things. And, well, you're doing your job. Probably not the thing you intended to collide with, and probably not at the speed you would really want to. But we see you're not necessarily tangled in this cable. But you don't have the parachute isn't as taut as everybody else's was when you were approaching this distance. You got it off too late, but you scrape through a number of branches and tops of trees as you are breaking through the canopy here. And you can actually use this. I imagine you take out your sword and your axe, and you just use that to shear into things, just trying to get as much, cut down as much momentum as you can. And we see these two blades as they impact things, as you are being pulled through the jungle. You are bouncing off of tree to tree, slamming trees to the side. But you do manage to hook into enough of these trees, sort of pull yourself in one way. I imagine you do eject from the cable of this winch system, as it's really not doing you any good at this point. And you have slowed yourself enough that you were able to slam your weapons into one tree and just sort of bear hug roll around it. The tree collapses, and you manage to throw yourself off of it before it crashes down on top of you as you slam into the forest floor, the jungle floor of Iniko 4.
Hey, sound off. How's everybody doing?
How much damage was that?
3.
3? Quick question: is that reduced by armor at all or not?
Yes. Yeah. And everybody but Bite has a point of armor, so anyone who took damage reduces that by 1. Good to
I'm
know.
small.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yes,
Forgot about
otherwise, Blacksmith, you're not terribly far. You're not dangerously far. I mean, it's going to take you a couple minutes to walk back. You might need to push yourself through trees and whatnot, because of course you didn't land on a path or anything. But in a few minutes, you'll be able to get back. But Solitaire, I believe it was Solitaire, called for a sound off.
How we doing, folks?
You're so squishy. I'm alive, but I'm squishy.
Something to keep in mind if you decide to keep playing with these questionable toys.
It's the best kind of toys. Anyways.
I mean, I'm fine. Blacksmith, you dead?
Let's see. Does Tavik have a bet going?
When have you ever known me to make a bet?
Okay,
Blacksmith?
then no, I'm dead. Sorry, guys.
Seems like I
Hurry
win
up.
anyway.
Hurry up
I'm
and
pretty
get your
sure you-
undead ass over here.
And you're gonna hear stomping and just like if it's
this
like
planet.
you hear stomping and also just what sounds like a chainsaw just like cutting through and like trees toppling and everything like that.
Perhaps not the best idea to create that level of damage to the local ecology.
Look, it's only the stuff I can't get past. It's fine.
You could have gotten past it if you had stuck the landing.
Yeah, well, you know what? Kiss my ass.
It's a big ass. It's hard to
Yes.
miss.
You want in or out of the mech?
I mean-
Ooh, spicy.
Anyway,
Yes.
Blood, how you looking?
Hmm?
How you looking?
Fully functional, ready to go. Got a little bit
Good deal.
banged up on the way down. I was distracted making sure we all made it, but
You tell yourself whatever you want. Blacksmith, hurry up and get your ass over here so we can
I'm
get this
going.
started.
I'm going. I'm gonna double time as best I can.
All right. I do want to ask because I missed in our prep. Lion, you saw my my DM from earlier? Gotcha. Cool. Not that it's immediately relevant right now, but so while you are all checking in and or engaging with your usual level of bickering, you do turn from the commotion of the destroyed patch of jungle over there and turn back inward, and you see just sort of on the other side, you've landed just on the other side of this building. Not really an arcology as we've seen before, but this outpost of some sort. Just on the other side of that, you can see that there's decent-sized collection of people there, 2 large vehicles, and a number of like loaders and hand trucks and forklifts and whatnot moving about. Though at this point, pretty much everyone has stopped and moved around the side of the building and is just looking at this. Presumably, they were warned before 5 mechs dropped out of the sky into their zone.
I mean,
So-
what a surprise if they hadn't been.
Oh, yeah.
So,
But
Come
you
on.
do hear over your comms. All right, I got confirmation that you guys have landed. That looked fun. I'm glad I was able to watch. Airy slide here. Everyone, Blacksmith, you good, buddy?
Oh yeah. I'm fine.
All right.
You know what? Actually, what I decided to do was the hard mode landing.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
All right, sweet. Well, let me throw Airy up on our screen here too, because the visual is, part of the fun.
Heck
Where's
yeah.
my character art?
Let's
here?
see his goofy little
Airy
face.
slide.
Oh
There we
you mean
go.
the punchable face?
Airy slide.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Airy
I'll give him
slide
the
is a
benefit of the
beautiful,
doubt.
handsome man-child. Excuse me.
He's very pretty.
Emphasis on the man child.
Might be like third
He's
or fourth
pretty.
compared to everyone else. It's fine. It's still up there.
Well, he
We're a
doesn't have
very
alien
attractive
art.
spot overall.
That's fair. That's a great looking group.
All right. Well, I'm gonna patch you in with what didn't really give them a title. They're not lead scientist. We don't really do military here. Just to make it simple for your own terms, the commander of this convoy. I'm gonna patch you over to them. They should be pretty much ready to go. You talk to them. You call me if you need anything. Slide out.
Yeah, I just hope he stays out.
Would that we could be so lucky.
I don't think he's that bad.
Alright.
What?
But
No, hold on.
he didn't even give us the damn name of the person we're supposed to be.
Shiv, what did you say?
Nothing.
No. You run that back. What'd you say?
I don't know. I don't think he's that bad.
Hello, this is Dr. Samantha Commons. I've been told
Yeah.
you are our escort.
Yeah, we sure are. What do you mean he's not so bad? What are you talking about?
Go back to the
Just
mission.
ignore-
We're on a
yo.
mission.
Focus, people. Jesus, good freaking lord.
It's a conversation we will most certainly pick up again later.
I
Yeah.
think we're
Hello, Dr.
absolutely
Commons.
supposed to sit there.
Look, it's a
Dr.
long
Jones.
walk back. We got time.
And I owe you one.
Oh, shut up.
All right.
My name is Solitaire. I'm from Lancer Auxiliary Corps here. We have been asked to give you all a hand here. What can we do for you?
Solitaire, excellent. Yes, we've been informed that you're our escort. We are very glad to have you. We're almost situated here. Shouldn't take us very long. We are loading up our last transport vehicle, and our personnel will be ready to move shortly. Don't really need anything from you at the moment, but if you would like to come over and inspect the caravan, if you want to call it that, it's 2 transports. Coming over, I'll show you, the way back, the map of the way back, and well, you can do your thing.
Sounds good. We'll head over to your side there and get ourselves situated and scope everything out. If you need anything, just let us know, and when you're ready to go, we can roll.
Will do. So you can.
And then I was going to say I'm going to change the channel just a little bit so that it's not going to anyone but these yahoos. I'm like, good freaking gracious people, where the fuck are you all doing?
Oh, I'm
Calm
sorry.
your
Can we not?
asses down.
Can we not multitask? Oh, I'm so sorry. Sorry,
No,
Dad.
you
I didn't
can't.
realize we were on a
All
I
right,
can.
all right. Let's rein it in. We'll focus on the mission now, and we can talk about Shiv's questionable decisions later.
Just
We
want
could
to
have
point
done
out,
both.
you got called out by Solitaire, the chill backbone of the group.
We could have done both. But fine.
Yes, but we won't.
I want the civilians hearing all of the this.
Yeah,
Okay.
guys.
Although,
Solitaire,
Solitaire,
you,
right.
it's a little funny
it would
though.
be interesting if it gets back to slide.
Don't be
Yeah,
mean.
well, look,
Just starts walking.
look, it's a babysitting job. I mean, like, look, they're gonna be grateful that we just helped them get back.
Escort
Well-
jobs are the worst.
I mean,
So-
They may not be the most
can-
glamorous.
I can think of a
What?
couple that might be worse, actually.
Correct.
Hate escort duty.
Well, hopefully we can get it done quickly. I'm not particularly thrilled with us doing a job for Slide at all.
Look, I'm just glad to be doing something, okay? Like, I'm a man of action. Like, look, doing
Is
the
that when you
negotiating.
decided to do hard mode?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
A whole
Let me tell-
freaking branch drops
Are we
out
pretending
of
that was a
shoulder joint.
choice?
Look, here's the thing. Y'all haven't lived until you've used an axe to stop a descent into a tree. All right?
Then I think I'd rather not live.
I think I'd rather stay dead.
Could be arranged, just saying.
Guys,
You can
look at
try.
how bouncy I am. Shiv's like walking next to us all the time. And it's like trying out the new suspension. So first time they've like properly been out. They're just bouncing around.
Hey, Shiv, just out of curiosity, are you able to keep up in that thing?
I
Yeah.
was about to ask.
Do you want to race?
Yeah, it seemed to move actually fairly quick. I was thinking you might have to like
knowing-
ride on one of the trucks or something, but I mean,
Shiv's faster than most of you.
I was gonna say, Shiv's gonna look at all of you and go, try and keep up, clunkers, and is
All
gonna run.
You
Just
got
full send it in
you got
whatever
like
direction I
100
need
meters
go.
to go at best.
Perfect. Perfect. I'm gonna go so fast.
All right. Actually,
Terminator Mech Flash.
actually, for you, you do feel it because again, you're mostly still human-sized.
Mhm.
You just feel tall for once. That's about it. It doesn't really
Oh.
feel like being in a
Crazy.
mech suit. It's just, hey, this is what being a big guy feels like.
I'm about as tall as
Awesome.
Athen at this point.
Yeah. But you speed your way through, which feels a lot more natural for you. You take on much more of a sprinter's motion, and I imagine that Siobhan is not a terribly athletic person,
No.
not a runner, but
Not at
you
all.
do sort of get into this rhythm. You're focused not so much on the motion, but just you're having fun. You want to race. You're just enjoying it, and you just instinctually get into this rhythm. You drop into this very precise, very fluid sort of sprinter's stance, and you clear that
Mhm.
distance in no time. Everybody else,
Amazing.
should they choose to keep up, and I don't know if everybody is keeping up. But anybody who is keeping up is causing much more commotion because you are a story and a half tall, giant, heavy robot stomping across this clearing.
I think I would try and sort of clock Buddy Jr.'s speed, but I would not run myself because, again, story and a half.
Yeah,
I would.
like bob and weaving.
Yeah.
Of course you would.
Come on.
Just out of curiosity, what is Buddy Jr.'s speed?
6.
Yeah, you're faster.
Yep.
I
Mm-hmm.
So
think he
there's
tries
just
to lap you even, like gets to where we're going, laps back, and then goes, wait, go again.
That much. I've got a speed of 5. I'm not
Yeah,
that
you're
much
not
slower
that
than you.
fast.
Yeah, same.
I know. It like I try to lap back, and then I'm like, oh wait, he's bigger legs. Okay,
Yeah.
and then head back.
yeah. There's just a little smile inside the cockpit. Logan goes, we're the same.
So, you get there. You get to this gathering of vehicles and equipment and whatnot, and let's bring us over to our actual map here. Let me transition. We can get rid of. Oh, we can keep the character
Backpack,
up for a
backpack.
moment, but we can get rid of our establishing scene, and we got Foundry here. So,
Oh,
we
hey, it's
have
raining.
our map. It is
Oh.
raining.
That, God, it's a great map.
Yeah, I had fun with this. This is
Nerds.
real fun. You can see there's actually a second canopy layer, so your mechs can go underneath the trees.
Ooh.
But we're not necessarily here just yet. But you see in this gathering of personnel and vehicles that there is a very bulky sort of armored personnel carrier. Probably seats maybe 24-ish people. These big treads on the side. It has this large, almost plow-shaped reinforced front. It's just this big, bulky-looking vehicle. Heavily armored, probably does not go very fast, but if it needed to, it could probably push down through past a tree or two to keep going. The other one is a bit smaller, not terribly smaller, but a bit smaller, not as armored. It has 6 wheels as opposed to treads. Looks like it could probably go faster, not significantly faster, especially given the terrain. But this one looks like it has a much smaller compartment in the back, still sizable. It's still a size 3, so it's a good bit larger than you in your mechs. But it looks like they're loading equipment into this one. Series of boxes and whatnot are just now being loaded up. On the top of the... Let me pop this out. On the top of the APC, you see that there is actually one of those... It looks like a large version of... And I'm not a police guy or a military guy, but you know when they have those shields on the top of the vehicles and they have a gun sticking out, you can get back behind them. Don't know what they're called.
Yeah.
And this little turret emplacement on top of the vehicle.
Yeah.
But designed for use either by with assistance with an adaptation rig by a person, or even by a mech. Or some sort of mobile cavalry frame. So the APC, it actually looks like one of you could climb up on top of it and have a little bit of not much shielding. You are stationary while you're up there, but you can climb on top of it, and it does have a what do we got here? Doesn't it? Did I get rid of that? Maybe not. Thought it did. It should have. I'm gonna have to pull that back over. I don't know what happened to it. It has a little mortar launcher thing on it. Yeah, let me play around with that real quick. But otherwise, the other vehicle, pop that out. This one is too small for anybody to ride on purposefully by any means, but it does have mounted to the top of it what looks to be some sort of heavy assault rifle that is otherwise operated from the inside. And out front you see a number of personnel, a few people waving these loader trucks over as they load things up. It looks like they're pretty much done and ready to go. There's a rather petite woman who walks forward a few paces because you are still in large mechs. Every time I cover the camera, there you guys are. This woman walks up, presumably Dr. Commons, and sort of waves over at you. Well, if you're all ready to go, I can get everybody situated, but if you need a moment, oh, right, would you prefer to hop down, look over things, or I could just transfer over a file of our transport route, and we can get going?
I mean, I'm good to go.
I think just the file will be good.
All right. very good. Transferring that now.
Look at this setup. Thinking we do a 2x2. Shiv, maybe you want to get up there and run that gun on top, the APC.
2 front, 2 back.
Sound good to y'all?
Yep. Works for me.
For me.
Yes.
Let's booey.
Alright.
Best we keep Blacksmith and I up front then.
Yeah, I figured y'all are a bit more designed to handle things that
I would
Those are-
actually.
I suggest splitting.
I was
One
going to
front
say the
and
same
one
thing because they could come from behind or from either side.
Well, Desperado, you want to take up front with me?
Sure.
Alright then. Solitaire, you and I are in the back.
that'll do for me.
I will remind you, Haley, as a goblin, you
Mhm.
are actually able to latch on to frames and integrate yourself, whether or not you would want to be available to latch on to one of your pals, or if you would like to ride on the APC.
Yeah, I'll start on the APC, and then when things inevitably go to shit, I'll potentially move.
Start giving out hugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just choose someone to koala to briefly.
Uh,
Still gotta figure out who my favorite is.
I drag
Back.
here. No, it won't hit the pop out. All right. and just
One of you
drag
is gonna
that
become
in
Dora the
there.
Explorer. Sentient backpack bullshit.
Can you say hacking?
Hacker, no hacking.
Where did their e-defense go? Can
Yeah,
you
right.
find it?
So true. That was a good
well,
gif.
I thought I had this worked out, but apparently I can't attach a mech weapon to an NPC vehicle. So I'm just going to pop this out, and I will let you guys know what this is capable of. So this is a simple rocket-propelled grenade launcher on the top of the APC. It has loaded one. It has the loaded one tag, so it gets one shot before it has to reload. But
Okay.
it has range 10, blast 2, and does 1d6 plus 1 damage. It would take...
Should I have written that down?
It might be helpful, but I certainly can remind you.
Yeah,
Wait,
can you repeat it once for me?
It has the loaded 1 status.
Okay.
It requires a quick action to fire.
Okay.
Range 10, blast 2,
And plus 2. Okay.
and 1d6 plus 1 explosive damage.
Plus 1. Okie dokie. I now know.
All right. And I don't know why this disappeared, but we're gonna move on if I can't find it very quickly. Yeah, it has ramparts. In fact, if you go over to the actors tab, you should be able to see the armored personnel carrier under the Iniko 4 tab. I didn't save that. Save changes.
There it is.
Excellent.
Ooh. Fascinating. That's perfect.
So you should be able to see that. That has the ramparts feature, which is the one that allows you to get up on top of it, I believe. And spend a quick action. It's basically a fortress NPC.
A rolling fortress.
Yeah.
Fucking love that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool. I will
But
be here.
it's The grenade launcher, you can also take a quick action to reload, which I believe is a little different from standard reload. Well, actually, I don't know. We're not going to worry about it. It's a quick action reload. All right. With that, while you're looking over your toys, you're talking amongst yourselves and disappearing from our overlay. There we go.
Oops.
While you are all discussing this plan amongst yourselves, they move, again, you don't really keep count, but a good 24 or so personnel from the building out into the APC. They all load up. This big heavy door hydraulics shut and clamps down behind them. And in the other one, you can see a few more series of boxes that are being loaded up into the back of the other transport. Before that one, likewise, big heavy door screeches closed and seals up. And you can begin, getting into position for this caravan. It's going to be a bit of time before you have to worry about anything. You get the map data sent over from Dr. Commons. And it does look like you are it's not a straight line, really, because of course there's obstacles you have to deal with. So it's not terribly circuitous, but it does sort of bend here or there. It's gonna take you a little bit of time. And you are traveling over space that you're not moving on a paved road or anything. This is an area that has just sort of been cleared out as necessary and maintained cleared out enough by movement back and forth and the occasional, jungle defense force mech stomping through. And normally this zone isn't terribly dangerous, at least not to large fortified things like this. Of course, the jungles of Iniko 4 are littered, teeming with dangerous wildlife, both fauna and flora, that are dangerous to people, unprotected people just moving about. But in these armored vehicles, in your mechs, those shouldn't pose much of a problem. And normally this would be I won't say quick, but easy route back to Prospera Bay. Unfortunately, as Ari said previously, there are razorbacks here, razor hides. There are razor hides here on Iniko 4. These large, sort of serpentine, six-legged, scythe-legged dinosaurs, basically, that have these, razor-sharp hides on the back of them that look enough like the underbrush and tree bark of the surrounding jungle to blend in. And they are large. They are fast, they are stealthy, and they are powerful enough to be dangerous to armored vehicles and mechs. They don't usually migrate this far southwest-ish, but something has drawn them here. You're not going deep through their territory. It's not a perfect circle, of course. It's this sort of squiggly blob, as any sort of animal territory is, following scent, following prey, following water, whatever it may be. And there's just this little sort of blob that moves down and dips down into the route that you're taking back to Prospera Bay. Shouldn't have to travel through it too terribly long. Maybe 30, 40 clicks or so. But it is a zone that there's enough of a chance that there could be razor hides here that they wanted to make sure that this convoy had protection. And it's going to take a little time to get there. A little bit over a day or so. You're looking more than 1 day's travel, but definitely less than 2 to get back to Prospera Bay, as long as things go, more or less according to plan. So, I will let you put yourselves on the map as you would like, anywhere in this green square. I'm going to be traveling through the jungle long before you get to anywhere dangerous enough to actually be this battle map, but just to see where everybody's at. And And I will get rid of our character art since we're going to be transitioning into some things here. And turn on our road trip music.
Amazing.
There we go.
Yeah, and then
Road trip
Jack,
music.
could you move Desperado up in front with me?
All right, so we're going to have Blacksmith, Starblood, and Desperado up front.
Now, Starblood's coming in the back.
Starblood's coming in the back.
Yeah, we'll just swap where they were. Other than that, I think we're
I'll go
good.
ahead and move you. All right. And new music. So do let me know if it needs to be adjusted. We have some nice, fun road trip
I love
music
it.
here. So as I said, it's going to be a little bit of time before you get into anywhere dangerous. And, well, these vehicles start rolling along. They move faster than you'd expect them to, but not terribly fast by any means. And they begin lumbering their way into the tree line and down this trail. It is just large enough for these big vehicles to fit through, giving them a little bit of wiggle room to move around, divots, fallen trees, underbrush that has grown into the path. Sometimes they do have to sort of just push through and push away some, large jungle shrub or something. And you notice as you are following alongside them that your sensors are... Well, you're not sensor blind. It's the exact opposite, really. You are sensors overstimulated, really. It's a jungle. It's not only raining, but it's hot. You can tell that there is movement all around you, not just all of the foliage moving in the wind and the rain, but this area, the jungles of Iniko 4 do seem to be teeming with wildlife. Nothing that should threaten you, at least not yet. But your heat systems, your motion detection systems, audio detection systems, pretty much everything is constantly pinging. So you're just going to have to rely on being aware of your surroundings, especially knowing that whatever you're going to be coming across is designed as an apex ambush predator to blend into the environment. But with that, No, I was just going to say, with that, you have time before you get there.
Kitsune, do you
Yes, Solitaire.
do you think there might be a way that we can filter out some of these sensor readings? I don't know. Maybe try to filter out anything smaller than a person. Might try to reduce some of the clutter.
That may be possible. Should be easy enough to monitor air pressure and wind changes just for rainfall. Creatures may be a bit more difficult to predict, but as long as you're comfortable with a degree of uncertainty, I could filter out what is likely to be smaller, less powerful generated movements.
Yeah, I'm thinking that might be a little better than, because that's a lot of clutter. Maybe any kind of heat signatures that are, I don't know, below a certain size, that sort of thing. If we just filter it out so I'm not staring at it.
Between the ambient temperature, all of the disruptions of the foliage, and what I believe are outgassing vents of some sort throughout the jungle here, I don't believe I can reliably filter out heat signatures.
Okay. Well, thought it was worth a try anyway, but I appreciate you thinking about it. And I guess we'll just try to keep an eye out.
I will endeavor to minimize the signal-to-noise ratio.
I appreciate you.
Ship's turned off all the noises. Their mech is on silent. Simply cannot deal with the noise.
Yeah. So
That's overstimulating.
Kitsune is an individual themselves. They are a non-human person. But NHPs don't really have stats. So
Right.
let me just I mean, they are a eldritch supercomputer, basically. So let me just go ahead and give them some sort of roll just to see how good at this they are. Probably not a task that they're used to doing, so they're going to be making this up on the fly. We'll give them a +2. There you go. Well, I had Desperado selected, but it's not Desperado. It is Kitsune. That's a 13. Yeah, you do notice that a lot of... Obviously, the sensors are going off, but Kitsune does chime in again. And I've suppressed the alerts for anything that falls underneath a certain threshold. As I mentioned, there is a degree of uncertainty,
Sure.
but I will make sure the system notifies you of anything that greatly surpasses this threshold.
I think that's probably the best. That way I mean, I don't want to miss anything, but at the same time, with all of this, if I'm seeing every little dang thing out there, I'm missing stuff anyway.
It certainly is an interesting new environment, very different from anywhere we have been previously.
Yeah, I guess you wouldn't have been anywhere like this. I was born in a place kind of like this. So, kind of makes me a little homesick, I suppose.
I am aware from, obviously, collected encyclopedic entries that the galaxy, or at least Orion Arm, is teeming with a plethora of vegetative life. I am, however, surprised by the biodiversity of this region. Other planets have not been like this.
It's something, isn't it? I wonder how much of this is, imported, tailored. Because it doesn't. I don't think I've ever seen any place with this kind of fauna.
An interesting
I like
hypothesis. I may query the planetary database.
Yeah.
Solitaire.
Yeah.
Would you be interested in a garden?
A garden? I mean, I'd love to have a place where I can do a little gardening, but hard to do, bouncing around out here in the stars and such.
I cannot necessarily engage with these floral life forms in the same way that you do, through olfactory senses
Sure.
and whatnot. However, I must admit, I do find them relaxing.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Unlike some people, Desperado, who can't appreciate the presence of green.
Just out of curiosity, is this on open comms like for us, or?
Yes.
I was not
Excuse
aware
me.
that humans had color sensitivities.
Yo, I'm fine with green. It's not the green I have a problem with. It's the wet. Everything is wet here.
Okay, hold up. Solitaire, let me get this straight. So you're thinking about farming. I'm not gonna lie, I'm just picturing you now in like the overalls and just a big old hat that's like wider than your shoulders. And quite frankly, I think that's hilarious.
Does sound pretty relaxing, to be honest.
That would work quite well in disrupting the rainfall.
Maybe a little community garden kind of thing.
God. Are you gonna be starting one of those when we get back?
Is it gonna be wet like out here?
You gotta have wet to have plants.
Okay, well then I guess I don't like plants. I don't know.
Well, hey, just so you know, I don't know about y'all, I can't see shit. Like, I'm still adjusting the striker sensors, but man, this thing cannot see very far.
Yeah, it's bad out here. It's thick.
I can see and hear everything. I want to die.
That seemed like an overreaction.
It's called hyperbole. Kitsune.
Ah, yes. Hyperbole.
It's a good one. You should try it sometime.
Facetious exaggeration. An interesting social
Mhm.
context.
Usually done to be funny. Well, at least when I do it to be funny.
Or to avoid engaging in meaningful conversation.
Ooh, we agreed no more psychology like weeks
did.
ago.
Oh wait,
Did
also
you?
Tavik, that's rich coming from you.
Well, how else would I know?
I mean, that's real. That's real as hell.
Too real.
Did you just pot and kettle yourself? Like yourself?
Yeah.
Self-awareness.
Self-burn. Rare.
Oh, by the way, just so you guys know, we got DJ Blacksmith back in the house. I'm gonna turn on my speaker system.
Immediately,
Okay.
Tavik
Yeah.
shuts off the radio. The comms
First
off.
off, we got-
Immediately, they're off.
Hey,
First up, we got
Hey.
this little number from the Desert Apes.
okay.
Yes.
All right. Hey, real quick. Is this just between our comms, or is this out loud
Oh my
to
God.
the rest of
Oh,
the
that's a
world?
great question.
Um,
Yeah,
Connecting our
it's an important
transport.
one.
Oh, when I'm saying DJ Blacksmith, I'm opening up the comms to like everybody in the convoy.
Sweet Christ.
Hey,
Yeah, there was a very quick ping me if you need me, and then the click of Tavik was gonna.
okay. Hey, as long as that's not out, to the rest of nature, we're fine.
No.
that's-
It's just going over radios and comms. It's fine.
Okay, good, because I know you want to fight one of these things. I'd like to avoid that if we could.
But I'm just saying, if the opportunity presents itself, I'm not gonna step away from the fight. If we can
I know you're
avoid
not
the
gonna be
fight,
mad.
that would still be better.
I just imagine a Blackbeard with a big boombox.
Yeah.
If I could, I would.
Pops out.
You make the axe the boombox. It just doubles as.
Yes.
All right.
Build it into
Everybody,
the-
this is DJ Blacksmith in the house. First, we got the Desert Apes, and then we're going to be following it up with a little number for Desperado, who prefers that honky tonk jazz. I don't know what words I'm saying anymore, but more of that honky tonk country stuff.
Jazz.
I mean, those are words, all right.
Those are definitely words. I don't DJ professionally, everybody. There's a reason I'm a lancer, not a composer.
Composer? Sure.
Wow.
Ah,
These just get better and better.
yeah. You know what? Just enjoy the tunes.
I feel like Shiv's like spinning in their seat. So it's kind of
On top of the APC. Yeah.
yeah.
And
Getting
I
a
don't think
little
it really
dizzy. It's
spins.
fine.
You have like a 60-degree
Okay.
angle.
Okay, so it's not like a full. I didn't expect a full 360. I expected kind of like an office chair going back and forth.
Yeah, I mean, 60 degrees is probably a little short. Probably close to 100. You got the whole 180, hemisphere
Good.
coverage.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
back and forth. It's really obnoxious. Absolutely bored out of their mind and having muted all of their sensors. That is absolutely on purpose. Feel free to fuck with me on that one. But Shiv is overwhelmed by and overstimulated by all of it. Shuts it all off and is gonna try to reach out to the people in the convoy. So what do you guys do out here? It's a fair question. Don't laugh at me.
Hello, Dr. Commons here. This is who?
Oh, sorry. Hey, it's a bite, the one who's on top.
Oh, yes. We are a division of Slide Biofuel. Personnel here are responsible for a number of different day-to-day operations and future projects.
Cool. What kind of projects?
Well, I'm sure you understand I can't go into details about
Oh, well,
anything,
no,
but,
no.
general slide
Proprietary and all that.
biofuel kind of stuff. Generally biofuel.
Like the production of, the refinement, the implementation of use.
All of the
Can you
above.
tell me anything? Oh, okay.
We're a highly diverse. I wouldn't necessarily say diversified. We'd focus on biofuel, but
Mhm.
you know, the entire production and usage of, for the most part.
Cool. So why Iniko? I mean, bio stuff, obviously. It's a great planet for that kind of thing. But is there anything special? Or is it just another place?
Well, the green sheets here are a remarkable biological, genetic, well, wonder. Really, I could send you the research data.
Honestly, I kind of like it. I'm gonna be so honest. I'm a little bored. Sorry,
Well,
that's
not-
super. Pretend I didn't say that. I'm just very interested in your research.
Very well. I will see if I can provide you some light reading.
Thanks. On the private channel with the Lancers, just I'm fucking it up. I really shouldn't be allowed to speak to people. You guys need to not let me speak to the people we work with.
What did you do?
I was bored, so I was asking questions, and obviously they're not supposed to answer questions because of proprietary information, but I kept asking the questions because I don't know where to fucking stop, apparently. Now she's sending me light reading material because I made it sound like we're fucking lazy. Anyways. Oh look, a file.
Yeah, so you get sent. It's not just a Wikipedia entry, but it's not really. It's not like a research dissertation
in-depth.
or anything. Yeah, but you
Yeah.
get information on the green sheets, and I don't mean the corporate consortium that you've been dealing with politically. That is actually named after. Well, it's not really a plant, it's not really a mammal, it's somewhere in between. There are, and you can actually see them every now and then, there are these curtain-like sheets that hang between branches that almost looks like algae. Just a curtain of algae, a very, very thin curtain of algae that gently sways in the breeze here or there. These would be wild versions of them. And there's notes in this paper that there are fields, vast, vast fields, hundreds of acres wide, that just have rows of artificial trees that are designed to facilitate the growth of these enormous spans of green sheets. But these green sheets are, they're based on this organism that's sort of a combination between a plant, a tardigrade, and a spider.
Ooh.
So it's this photosynthetic kind of mammal that is able to weave these webs, and around these webs grows more and more of them, and the green sheets, or the creature that makes the green sheets, is actually responsible for the atmosphere of Iniko 4 being breathable. It's presumed, there's not a ton of research presented, but it's presumed that actually all of these gas geysers and whatnot, off-gassing in the forest, would be significant enough to choke the atmosphere if it wasn't for the conversion of all of these tiny, tiny microscopic creatures converting that into oxygen and into green sheets.
Very cool.
So it is an incredibly nutrient-rich suspension of organic matter, but it is also it also houses an incredibly tight energy potential to it for use in biofuel.
Very cool. Shiv goes very quiet for as long as it takes to read this. Fully absorbed.
But with that, the journey goes for several more hours. It's, well, depending on who you are and how you take the environment, might be boring, might be overstimulating, it might just be relaxing. Taking a relatively leisurely stroll, albeit in a giant mechanical vehicle, but taking a leisurely stroll through a beautiful, heavily forested, jungled area, and you're not bothered by anything. Every now and then you see a large jungle cat, sort of bound from tree to tree. You actually notice there are these large, sort of large panther-like creatures that bound from branch to branch, and they actually spread out, and they have like sugar glider wing things that'll bound from tree to tree. If a small pack of them sort of follows along with your caravan for a little bit before they realize you are too big and too much metal for them to bother with, and they glide jump their way further into the forest. There's a number of birds flying overhead. You see, as Kitsune pointed out, a lot of different vegetation here. These gigantic, flat, broad, spade-leafed jungle plants. These ferns that have these real thin, spiky leaves that even tower over your mechs. These gigantic blades that stick up a good 2-3 stories tall that poke at the bottom of the canopy of all these jungle trees. And even then, there's a number of different jungle trees here as well. The biodiversity of this planet is incredible, to the point of almost being unbelievable. As Solitaire has pointed out, it is an incredibly biodiverse and bio-rich environment. But you continue stomping along through the desert, through the jungle, for a few hours. Nothing really happens. Every now and then you need to divert, off of little vegetation here. Maybe every now and then Blacksmith needs to go ahead and clear a certain area of debris. But eventually, you will get over your comms. Lancer Squad, be advised we are now entering the presumed area of Razorhide predation. Again, we are not terribly certain that there are or will be any in the immediate area, but more than the rest of the journey, I would advise that you keep an eye out. They are quite adept at camouflaging in their environment, and they are, as I believe you've been told, one of the highest apex ambush predators on Iniko 4. Our vehicles, well, likely would not be able to outrun them, but keep a good pace with your assistance, and they are not large enough to stop us, but if we are overwhelmed, they will become very dangerous.
Copy that, Doctor. We'll keep an eye out, and you do the same.
Noted.
You travel on for a little bit. And while there's been this overstimulation of heat, of movement, yeah, there we are, of heat, of movement, of sound, of noise, the jungle has been teeming with life this entire time. You, after getting that call, are even more acutely aware of every little movement, every little ping on your sensors. And you travel for a bit, about an hour or so. Does anyone have any sort of good perception-based skill? I will limit this to people who have sensors greater than 10 or higher.
I have spot sensors of 15.
There you go.
I have sensors of 20.
All right. Yeah, you can give me some sort of roll for keeping an eye out.
Okay, that feels
Would
a little
Rita's
targeted.
situation work here?
Yeah, can I give accuracy to Solitaire?
Sure, on the accuracy. Read a situation is not going to allow you to see anything more than you would already see, but if you have a specific tactical question, we could...
Well, no, because you were just asking if anyone had a skill in sensors of 10 or more.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I was seeing if that would count.
Yeah.
What you're asking for.
Broadly.
Not my fault. I have a sensors of 5.
All right. With a
I mean, it
12.
kind of is.
I
With a
have
12.
Spot.
Assistance from Bite. Solitaire, you're keeping an eye out. This program that Kitsune has written is kind of kept the signal to noise ratio otherwise down, but it's still... You still see those little movements down in the suppressed region of the sensor display. And it's just that constant background movement, that constant background sensory that you're aware of. But after you continue on for an hour, almost 2, you do start to pick up that there is not necessarily a rhythmic pattern, but there's been movement around this caravan. Periodically, you will get a tree that shakes, sticks out from that sensor threshold. You might hear a sound that just creeps up just above that sensor threshold. You do get the feeling that you are being stalked by something out there. How far away it is, what exactly it is, how many, you're not certain. But something large enough to get past that threshold, so larger than those glide panthers or whatever they were, is stalking your caravan.
All right, heads up, folks. There is something out there, and I'm pretty sure it's been pacing us a bit. Whatever it is, it's on the big side.
Well, we're left or right side.
Yes.
I think it's been moving around us.
Okay.
I got no visual or anything yet. I'm basically going off of clues, so to speak.
Does anyone ping Tavik about this, by the way?
I imagine you're on open comm.
Yes. Oh yeah. I forgot you turned off your comms.
Because-
Yeah, no,
right.
So I'm
100%.
I'm on comms with y'all and the people in the thing, but I'm not on private comms because I don't want to hear them.
We got a hydration check, by the way.
Oh, sweet. Cheers.
Thanks, Miss Moon.
We are about, roughly, I believe, halfway through their territory. I imagine about 20 clicks or so. We can pick up the pace, and it may draw some more attention, but if we are, well, already being stalked by these creatures, we might want to pick up, especially if you feel confident in, well, your protection detail. I will say that these Razorhides are known to be quite territorial and are unlikely to pursue us outside of their territory, even if otherwise engaged.
Probably a good idea to pick up speed then.
Yeah, let's go.
Copy. Well, we will move on. And the caravan picks up speed. Probably not their maximum at the moment, but they are moving faster than would likely be, well, safety parameters, let's say. You can see them jostling over, these thick tree roots that stick out. You can see them sort of fall into these minor divots as they have to reposition themselves. But between the treads of the APC and the big multi-axled wheels of the other transport here, they are able to move through this jungle at a surprisingly fast pace. I am going to begin our combat here with our map. Now, I don't use sit reps often, but they are a feature of Lancer. This is actually the escort sit rep. You have 5 turns for the rear vehicle to make it from this green square all the way over to this orange square on the other side. As long as nothing impedes them, they will make it that distance. The APC has a move boost of 9 and otherwise doesn't have anything else to do. And the rear tactical vehicle has a movement of 4, so move, and potential quick action to fire its weapon for 8, or otherwise boost for 12 spaces. I'll be controlling them, just moving them in a straight line across the map, unless you otherwise advise. With that, though, let me move us into our initiative, then. Everything's already set up here. Perfect. You are now in hostile territory. Usually, when we start combat, you have adversaries in sight that you know about. These are ambush predators. You know they're out there. You don't know where. You don't know how close. They're out there. So I will leave it to you how you would like to proceed. But turn 1. Who would like to go?
Blacksmith, you want to go first?
Yeah, I'm on it, and I'm going to advance, and I am just going to try to keep my head on a swivel, but I'm going to move off to the side just a little bit. I'm going to stomp ahead, and then you know
get
what?
to be the bait.
Yeah, I do get to be the bait, actually. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to load up a grapple on one of my arms, and I'm going to use my prepare quick action to just wait. And if something gets in my range, if it pops out of the bush there, I'm going to attempt to grab onto it and pull myself over.
Okay. So that is a prepare action. If anything jumps
Yes.
out, you're going to grapple over to.
Yep.
Excellent.
And then, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and use my other one to search.
Okay. That is a 5 hex range. You are going to make a systems check versus whatever's agility should it be there.
All right.
So go ahead and give me that systems check. And
That's an 18.
18. Excellent. Let me check 5 spaces out. All right. Get rid of that. And let's see if there's anything out there. Okay. You do notice, actually, there is something just at the very edge of your immediate sensor range.
Okay.
Down this direction. Let me
Okay.
Down this direction.
Okay.
It's far enough out that you're not revealing it to the map, but it's, I'm going to say it's overlapped enough that you know there's something there.
Okay. Desperado, heads up, your side. Looks like we got something over there.
On it.
And that's my turn.
All right. Unless you tell them to hold back, the APC is going to advance. So it moves up 9 right here.
I'm attached to that one, yeah? I'm sitting on that one?
You are, yes. And in
Okay,
fact,
I go with it.
I can do something about this. I have an attacher tool.
Oh,
I
fancy.
click this.
Hey, so now I'm
And-
stuck here forever.
Open attach. Grab Buddy here. And attach selected elements. You are now attached to the token. So if I do this, there you go.
I go!
Make
Magic!
sure-
Okay.
All right, you're being pulled along.
Nice.
You're a little delayed, but you're pulled along.
Yeah, I know the small delay of me chasing
It's
after
really
this
funny. I'm just
basically.
picturing you like stuck to like a grappling cable. I'd just be like, ah!
The rubber
Um,
band.
Just a little bungee,
I-
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
While we're talking about me, I would like to use both my quick actions to deploy turret drones.
Okay.
Um,
Now I believe these turrets
know
are
that-
stationary.
yes, I have to attach them to things.
Can you attach
well,
them to the APC?
Yeah,
that's what I was
gonna
gonna ask. It says I can attach it to an object or a surface within sensors.
I think that would count.
Yeah.
And that's surface, right?
Deployables are generally size 1/2. You are also size 1/2. This is size 3. I will say you can deploy one turret on top of this this APC.
Okay, and then can I also attach one to the other vehicle?
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Sweet. Then I'll do 2 quick actions. So those are there. Essentially, if somebody makes a successful attack within 10 of my turrets, they also get to attack and deploy 3 kinetic.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Let me attach these then as well. So I still have the APC selected. I want the measuring tool. I need the attaching tool. Grab that and attach. I believe you can have multiple things attached. That on up. There you go. All right, excellent. And then we'll move turret drone B over onto this guy.
Good miss.
Close that out. Grab you. Attach tool. Grab the turret and attach. Then I can move this. And it goes. Excellent. All right, you have your 2
Perfect.
drones attached. Your 2 turrets attached.
Beautimus. And then with sensors of 4 times the range of Blacksmith, I would like to scan the area.
All right. Now, search
My action.
still only has a maximum range of 5.
Oh, okay. Ooh, well then, wait. What do I want to do?
And that was a quick action each for those 2 turrets.
Yeah, so I don't have any quick
Yeah,
actions left.
not
so
unless you want to
actually-
overcharge.
What am I doing? I didn't think about that correctly. Then I would like to use a nothing.
All right.
I think I'm good.
Yeah.
I think I'm vibing.
Okay. Nothing seems to happen. Who would like to go next?
I would like to move up.
All right.
We're gonna, yeah. Mm.
You have a
Move
movement
up.
of 6, right? Would you like to use that
yeah.
full movement?
Yes.
All right. See Desperado
Okay.
stomp forward, just barely breaking some of the nearby foliage in the side of this path.
Okay. And Blacksmith said it was on my side. So
Yes.
can I do
If Blacksmith is correct, you should be right on top of it.
can I do a sensors type beat?
You can. Sensors
Okay.
versus their agility.
I got a 17.
Things are rolling well. But you don't actually see anything. Your sensors are quiet. As far as you can tell, there's nothing here. There was something here, it's moved on.
Okay. All right. Sensors telling me to move, but you know my luck.
With that, the other vehicle is going to move up its 8 hexes. And what would our 2 remaining like to do? It is still otherwise quiet.
Let's see. I will go ahead and move 5. Let's. I am worried about anything that might pop up behind us a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to use a quick action to drop a perimeter command plate.
Excellent.
I don't know. So this is a 2x2 space. 2x2. How do you do that with? I guess.
Actually, hold up, because I have something for you. Gonna make you the owner of a shiny new Solitaire's perimeter command plate.
Hey.
And in fact, I should also give you ownership property over your mag fueled bubble. There you go.
I would, Jack. I just want to say you gave me a minor heart attack because you're just like when you're like, hold up, I'm like, oh, there's something we missed.
I am doing my job. Do you see it?
Is there a way to put the token out?
Yeah, you should just be able to drag and drop. Can you not?
I
pull it.
cannot. Okay.
There you go. Can you move it?
Look at that.
You do have
I
ownership
can.
of it. All right.
Basically, yeah. Let's drop it. I'm going to drop it right there behind the transport, and I'm going to set it on a tract.
Okay.
So any, or no, let's not do a tract. We're going to do repulse.
Pulse. All right.
So hostile characters that move onto it must succeed on a hull save or be basically thrown 3 squares to the right. So the direction we came from.
Okay. Noted.
Just to clarify, it's specifically hostile character, right?
It says specifically hostile characters.
There you go.
Awesome, great. Just making sure I don't have to go around it.
Davik's hostile.
Allied characters that enter the space can immediately fly 3 spaces in any direction as a free action.
It's a little jump booster.
Exactly. Okay. You can totally use that as a.
Oh yes.
I'm gonna do some real cool stuff with that.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's one quick action. Don't want to boost because blacksmith is right there. I guess I would just prepare a quick action for a skirmish if something attacks the convoy.
All right. Gotcha. Starblood.
Yes. Okay. So we are. Starblood is going to begin moving forward incredibly gracefully as often they do up to the pad. 3, 4. Okay. And then onto the pad, which you said 3 spaces of movement, right? It
3
counts as
spaces.
flying, right?
Counts as flying, and basically whatever direction you want, I guess.
Love it. So as I'm moving, as I get here, I'm going to use my first quick action. So one of the panels on the hips of Ascendant slides open, and I'm going to be dropping a mine, one of the explosive mines behind this unit. Should be able. Oh, it's not letting me make those a thing. Wait.
I gotcha.
Oh, excellent.
I have given everybody everything that they do. If you have deployables, I have something for them.
We like our toys.
Indeed. And as I forgot to mention this actually, as Ascendant begins moving, there's a bit of a shimmer, and Ascendant just sort of vanishes. And it's not until it hits the panel that Ascendant sort of reappears and then springboards off, again sort of vanishing. It almost looks like it's blinking. But anyone who is paying close enough attention can see streaks of movement between where it started and where it ended. So that would be 1, 2, 3. So we'll end here, dropping that there.
All right.
And then
What is the blast range of that, just so I can note it?
it is specifically on its space.
On its space, gotcha.
I believe. I will double check. Give me half a second just to make sure I'm not lying to you.
Actually,
so
I can look that up.
first
You keep
one.
going.
First one.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So actually, I should ask first. If that goes off, can it damage the platform?
If it goes off, it would. Does the platform have most deployables? Do. The platform does have HP, so yes, it would damage the platform.
Okay. So then I think I'm gonna drop it here. Either way, it would be within range of the APV, but I think that's where I'm gonna drop it then. Just one further away.
Okay.
Is that I believe that clears it, right?
I mean, it's pretty tough regardless. So
Yeah.
It does. Yes, it does.
Okay, cool. And then so again that shimmer, and there is just a thing that falls, and as it like hits the ground, you see it sort of shimmer a bit as well, and then plant itself before concealing itself the way Ascendant does. And then Ascendant coming out of the air has that very classic sort of 1 foot, like foot pointed, toes down landing, where just sort of like the whole body just shifts a little bit up and down as it does. And then the shotgun is going to come up. I'm going to use my other quick action to also prepare for a skirmish in case someone
All right.
decides to try and get crazy.
Top of the initiative then. There is movement all around you. You start to hear calls.
Well, that was cool.
But otherwise, nothing's happened just yet. Moving forward,
Okay.
you do know if the vehicles keep up their pace, they will outpace you unless you unless you use at least one quick action to boost, but not all the time. You'll just have to keep an eye on them, not letting them get too far ahead.
Yeah. I think we tell them to scoot. It's more important to
Absolutely.
get them out of the area.
Yeah, their plan
Yeah.
is to move maximum speed towards the exit. Yeah.
Yeah, I assume if we feel the need to, we can tell them to only move so far, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, can we have that be the first go of the round, or should we have somebody else go first?
You want the APC to move up?
If I could, I would actually I would like to move just in case there's something up there.
Mhm.
All right.
yes,
So I'm gonna go ahead and use one of my quick actions to boost. So you see that I'm going to pick up the pace and just start sprinting ahead, stomping along the path, and then again I'm just going to prepare a grapple charge that is ready to go. So, and I'm just going to be charging a straight line.
Okay. You get here. You
Oh no.
clearing through these large, sprawling, fan-bladed shrubbery here, moving your way through, moving a bit faster than you otherwise would, keeping up with this APC that you see is moving alongside you, as all of a sudden, spinning, not spinning, shooting out from the foliage of that nearby tree, almost alien xenomorph tail like, you see this large bladed stinger tail just flash out in your direction.
Okay. And as soon as that happens, I'm just going to yell, "Everybody, we got contact!"
Alright,
Oh
things
my
are
god,
popping off.
dinosaurs.
This is Razorhide 2. So it...
Oh,
not yet.
it looks friend-shaped.
It does, actually.
Friend, why friend shape?
Hug.
So I do have a question. Will my grapple still go off? Because I did say that as soon as I saw one, I wanted to attempt it.
Yes, so it is taking its reaction on your movement. You can then take your reaction on it. So it's going to get its reaction to attack you, but then you would get your reaction.
Okay.
Yeah.
In theory, because it's a reaction triggered by the movement, right?
Mm-hmm.
In theory, you don't have to spend a reaction to attack it. You still have the rest of your turn, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just because
Yeah,
that
it's
way
just
you
that
can
my-
save
my
your
pre-
reaction for later in the round.
Well, it's not a reaction. It's just that my prepared action was to grapple.
Yes.
Right. Sorry, yeah, my bad.
All right, so let me.
Yeah.
I got you targeted. Let me give that a roll.
Please roll low.
That does hit for a 10. 10 to hit for 6 points of damage as this large bladed stinger lashes out through the foliage and slams into, piercing into one of the shoulder joints of your mech here. And you
Yep.
get this small... There's a warning that pops up. It's corrosion detection warning. Not enough for you to take heat damage, but it looks like these things are highly venomous isn't the right term, but corrosive.
Was
Because
that?
blood.
Yeah.
I will say, just what kind of damage was that?
That is kinetic damage.
Okay, so my armor will reduce some of that.
Yes, it does.
Okay. And as that stinger comes in, you guys are going to see that, like, my arm's just going to, like, launch up, and I'm going to attempt to grab it by the throat as I'm going to try to grapple this thing.
All right. That
So-
is a melee attack. You just need to hit
Yes,
it,
that
and it
is-
will be grappled.
Okay, and then I count. How big is this thing?
It is size
size
1, so you will
Okay.
count as a size bigger.
Bigger.
Than it. Yep.
So that means I get an accuracy on this roll then.
All right. Very nice.
Yeah.
That was a 24
go.
critical to grapple the razor hide.
Yeah, so that you all see this barbed tail like launch into the shoulder, but the other arm is going to like latch around, and just you are going to hear like something slam as I grab a hold of this thing's neck. Basically headlock this thing.
You take 1 point of armor-piercing kinetic damage as you grapple onto this thing, and your mechanical arms are scraped with that razor hide.
Okay, just a heads up, it looks like this thing's starting to tear into me, but I got this one grabbed. Behind on a swivel, they're quick.
Because you are a size larger than it, it is immobilized, however.
Yep.
Which is a new button for me, so I will find that. That does end your movement.
Yes. And
you used
that is actually going to end my turn, just because I boosted and I used my grapple. So.
All right. Very good.
From behind Athen, the turret peppers it with a little green.
It's not damage, by the way. That's just me grabbing hold of it.
Correct.
Yeah, but was it an attack?
It was a successful attack, actually. It didn't do
Then
damage.
yes.
Mm-hmm. It still triggers, yeah.
Okay.
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 How much does it do? 3?
3.
Excellent. On Razor
And I think the
Hide,
other one's
2.
Oh, wait.
Kinetic
Oh,
damage?
and it's within 10 of the other turret, so it can also take another 3.
Hey, let's go.
Alright.
Up.
Now, I believe those turrets they're one use only. They fire and then they explode.
No.
No, they last.
Once
No, they
around?
Yeah,
Once
they can
around.
fire once around.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, all right then.
But once I deploy them, I can't recall them.
That's
So
what it
once
is.
they're out, I can't deploy new ones outside of the 3.
You got however many you came with. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you are able to tag it for a few points of damage there, shooting dangerously close to Blacksmith here. In the future, that may be some sort of check, but
Heck
we'll
yeah.
let that go for now. It is immobilized. Blacksmith is in controlling leverage of this creature. That being the end of Blacksmith's turn, however, we move back around to one of the enemy's turns, because that was just its held reaction to attack as you passed. So now, Razorhide number 1 right here. Desperado, I'm terribly sorry. It rolled a 21 against your systems check. It did not go anywhere. It was right in front of you. It sort of scrambles up this tree and pounces towards you. This Razorhide here, and is going to slash. Come on. Correct button. And is going to slash at you with its claws.
Can I get my prepared attack on that one, Jack?
You can.
I also have a prepared attack for it.
Both of you go ahead and make those attacks, actually. You can shoot as it is sort of launching itself from the tree. And if you can take it out, you may prevent this attack. Alright, 3 points on Razorhide 1.
And then another point from the Nexus, so 4 total.
Okay. You do notice from the Nexus, however, this nanite globule slams into it and spreads across its armored backside, and it doesn't seem like those nanites are doing much of eating away against its Razorhide.
Mm.
So apparently I did not target it. I don't know why, but I rolled a 16.
All right, that does hit. I imagine yes, that
3.
does hit. So 3 points of damage. Likewise, you are noticing, peppering it with bullets. Both of you actually, number of these large kinetic rounds slamming into the creature, and it lets out this screech and sort of squirms in the air, but it is not taken out. A number of the bullets just ricocheting and plinking off of its armored Razorhide. It is then, I am already targeted, going to complete its attack on Desperado here. And is going to hit you for 6 points of kinetic damage, Desperado. Reduced down to 5 because of your armor.
Cool.
That brings it back to somebody else's turn now.
Yeah, I like to shoot it a lot.
All right. Retaliation.
We're gonna go for the full thing.
What is the full thing?
Yeah. That is.
Barrage.
We're doing the barrage.
All right.
So the
Yes.
the hand cannons just come out from under the poncho. Yeah. The first pair fires into the creature or at the creature, and then the hands sort of rotate, and there's another hand cannon that comes from the mech arms with the new round. The second one, the second grouping, however, is actually a hand cannon and a segment knife. So we're gonna try and pew.
Okay, that is not what I see loaded on your most recently updated character sheet on Foundry. I see hand cannon,
Is
hand
that-
cannon,
Is
and
that the
hand
hand
cannon.
cannon?
Hmm?
Is this just all hand cannons?
It's hand cannon,
Or-
cannon, and then hand cannon thermal pistol.
Okay, that's fine.
All right.
It didn't update, and that's fine.
Actually, give me just a second, because this is actually a fairly quick fix. If it is current on your CompCon and the friend code is still synced, I should be able to just update. There we go. New Dead Man's Hand. I said
be.
New Dead Man's Hand. Oh no, now what It's just slow. It's just thinking. All right. Popped that out, and let's see if that changes. And let me actually make sure I'm not dropping too many frames here because I'm starting to open up a lot of tabs. All right, so we have now hand cannon, thermal pistol. So for some reason, it is not updating.
That's fine. That's fine.
Would you like to roll for these with physical dice, or should I just use the VTT? Which would you prefer?
I mean, the VTT doesn't like me, but maybe
Roll
if
your
in
dice.
your hands it'll go better.
That's your call.
No, I'm gonna roll. Hiya.
Then I'm going to just fire this barrage here just for the fun graphics of it.
Absolutely. So that was 22 all sold. And then that's an 11 on the second shot.
Oh, you should be rolling with one difficulty, actually.
Okay.
So just roll a d6 off of both of those.
Okay. The first attack I got a -1. The second one was a -4, so that was 11, so it was a 7.
Okay. First hand cannon is a solid hit for a critical. The second one does not connect, however.
Okay.
Go ahead
Okay.
and roll for the other hand cannon, and well, if you're doing it yourself, just go ahead and roll for the segment knife, but you're gonna have to tell me what it does.
Okay. I mean, it's just a 1d3 plus 1. Oh yeah. Let's see. Hold on. Minus the difficulty. That is 15 on the third hand cannon.
All right.
And then, hiya. That's a nat 20 on the segment knife.
Nice.
Let's go.
All right.
It still has to be over 20 to count as a critical, so
Okay.
You do still have to roll the difficulty.
Gotcha. Didn't get it.
Yeah, I mean, even a -1 would put it under the critical, but it's definitely going to hit.
Gotcha. All right. And let's see. I did crit on the first one, though, and I have a thing, don't I? It's fine. We're not going to worry about it. Okay. Sorry. So for the hand cannon, for the crits, what, 2d6?
2d6, take the highest.
Okay, 6.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. The second hand cannon missed. The third connects, though, so that's another 1d6.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to use my actual sling. It's another 6.
Okay. Before you even release the segment knife, you unload point blank with all of the weapons. And because it has its soft underbelly towards you, just slashing at you with these, like, scyther-like legs, tearing into you, sort of wrapping around, getting ready to grapple and chomp down on you. You just open up, point blank, 4 arms, three guns and a knife, and just tear into the relatively soft underbelly of this creature. And it lets out this horrifying, animalistic shriek as it slumps to the ground. This smoking, purplish blood splashing against you and corroding some of the paint off of your mech.
Y'all still like this place?
Yeah, this is fun.
Get a new paint job. Okay, and then that's going to be it for me, I think. No, I should probably move.
Solid plan.
Yes.
Yeah. We're gonna move up. We're gonna move up 6. So that way I'm not, fully outpaced by the APC.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There you go. Leaving this smoking carcass of a razor hide in your wake. All right, that was your turn. We're gonna bring it back around. Oh, okay. All right, hold up, friends. And also, computer. I can close out Razorhide 1. Try to minimize my how many things I need to keep open at once. I'm gonna let somebody else worry about the vehicle. So let me just check the range here. Excellent. Desperado.
Yeah, what's up?
I am going to need you. Actually, I don't think I need you to do anything. I need to do something myself. Yes, I'm going to target you. You notice, strangely enough, and this probably catches you as quite strangely, your frame's operating system is coming under attack. This is an electronic warfare attack coming from somewhere.
Hey, I'm getting electronic interference. That's probably cut off.
You notice that your sensors just start going haywire. Peaks and valleys, visuals begin to blur, and you start to lose control of your movement systems. Actually, you notice as you are taking those final steps that your mech doesn't want to extend its legs nearly as far. Your arm starts twitching off in one direction. Your other leg starts twitching off in that similar direction. You take 2 heat, and you can do nothing but sit there as your mech, almost in a zombie-like fashion, jerks forward on its own a few more paces. Systems taken from your control, and you are pulled up adjacent to this thing. You notice just peeking out of the underbrush, there was this large bulb of a flower that opens up. This sort of pinkish greenish spurt of spores opens up as it peels its petals out, and in the center you see this jagged, almost mouth-like maw that is dripping and sort of bubbling and burping with some sort of seemingly corrosive slime. You become shredded until the end. Hold up. This is a quick action. Don't worry about that just yet. You do notice, however, you are shredded and impaired now as that burst of spores spreads out in a range 5 zone.
Oh.
There's just this plume, almost explosive plume of spores, pink and green and yellow, fills the air. Actually, just enough that it is going to affect Blacksmith up there as well. So Blacksmith and Desperado, you are both shredded and impaired.
Oh, great.
Now, target Desperado once more.
Does it look organic?
It looks like a flower. Yeah, it's a flower.
Okay, cool.
As out of this gaping, spiked, dripping maw of this flower, a almost tongue-like sticky structure shoots out of it towards your mech. Why is it always Desperado?
Great question, Jack.
That is a miss, however. Actually, did I roll the because it does get an accuracy, actually. So let me roll that real quick. This could make... Actually, I don't know if this will make the difference on Desperado. Does an 11 beat your evasion?
No.
Excellent.
Woo.
You're fine. You do manage to just spin out of the way as this sticky tongue-like structure lashes out towards you, goes wide, slumps down onto the dirt, and begins retracting quickly, pulling this huge clump of underbrush with it. And you see as it gets back to the mall, not only is the inside of this flower like spiked and corrosive, but you actually see that there are these sort of like blade-like carapaces that iris shut as soon as the tongue pulls all the way back. That is, however, the end of its turn. Who's up next?
I can go. If that's fine.
Yeah, go ahead.
I do have a question. Do we think it would be a problem to enter this area, or do we think that was just a stationary attack? Like, do we think rolling the vehicles into this problem is going to be a problem?
The spores are consistent. It does seem to continue to shake and poof, poof,
Okay.
more of these spores.
And these
in this
vehicles are not like airtight or anything like that.
They are actually probably airtight.
Oop. Okay, so
Uh,
they'll be fine. I'll be
the
fine.
the
but
people
they'll be
inside will be fine. They will likely also become shredded and impaired, however.
fine. Damn it. Okay.
I mean, it doesn't slow him down.
No. But Solitaire, what do you got?
Alright, so I'm gonna move up 5, just straight ahead. So I can get in range here. And I'm gonna try to help out my friend Athen up here. I'm gonna target this other whatever they were called.
Razorhead.
Razorhide.
Razorhide, that's it. Man, my brain just like lost that information for a second. And let's go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and barrage.
All right.
So let's start off with. And got it targeted. It's a rifle for 5.
Okay, that is a hit for 5 damage. Excellent. I feel like shooting into grapple, there should be some penalties, but I don't think there is in this game.
I don't think there are either. But, Nexus, still only 1 point from the Nexus, so don't do jack.
No, sort of splorches against its hide and just fizzles and doesn't seem to do anything.
Alright, so I will use 1 charge from my prototype. It always has accuracy.
Excellent. You should also be rolling with difficulty. And in fact, let me just check real fast. It's not going to matter for the 16 you rolled. And it won't matter for this. So it's fine. And you didn't do any damage on the other one, so you're good either way.
Yeah, so
I will
that
check
is-
for the next one. What sort of damage
Okay.
is this prototype doing?
it does energy damage.
Paint us a picture. Then you kill this then.
Alright, so yeah. Pops up that shoulder mounted assault rifle, just chattering even as he's charging up to get into a good firing spot. And then that left arm comes up with the integrated plasma rifle, just full on that nice charge of purple energy running down through as it opens up a little bit with the vents, and then just shirk straight in, straight out, clean shot through and through.
All right, Blacksmith, you see, or I should say, well, you see this blast of, what did you say, purplish, pinkish, crackling
purple.
energy? Yeah,
Yeah.
purplish energy crackling by in a split second. And you feel, before it really processes the visual, that this thing you are holding that was writhing and slashing against you is now in 2 pieces. And just the weight of you holding onto it just pulls it apart as there's this steaming, purple energy crackling, purple blood dripping, bisected creature that you can just throw into pieces at your feet.
Oh yeah, Solitaire.
Do I want to? Nah, he's good. I will call that good for my turn.
All right. Unless otherwise told to halt, the vehicles are going to continue moving forward.
Perfect.
Sounds like
Can
we're
that
Better
be
to
my
push
turn
on
after
through,
that?
in my opinion.
So that is 9 spaces for this one. Is going to move through. It becomes
Perfect.
shredded and impaired. You know what? I'll worry about those conditions later. Bite, you are likewise shredded and impaired. This one is going to move 8
Good.
spaces forward, also becoming shredded and impaired, but it is then going to fire with its heavy assault rifle mounted on the back of it. And just for reference, impaired means +1 difficulty on all attacks, saves, and skill checks. So I'm going to target the flower here, and I'm going to roll heavy assault rifle with no, I need to put it on the. Okay, hold up. Where is impaired? I do wish it was just a clickable feature. You know what? I'm just going to give it a point of difficulty. There you go. Move on. That is a -1 miss. A terrible critical miss.
Oh, good. They're helping.
I'm not going to
Okay,
be that
I want to
mean.
point
That's
out.
bad.
I'm not going to be that mean. I was going to make
They're
you shoot
doing their
Desperado.
best.
No!
I was
Please
going to
don't
make him
shoot
shoot Desperado.
Desperado.
But, I mean, it's a -1. It's a -1. I'm not
I
going
mean,
to be
it's
that
bad, but come on, don't shoot Desperado.
I'm not going to be that mean. I will say, though, actually, it jams, which I don't think really affects anything if it doesn't have the reload capability. So, it's fine. It just misses. Just terrible, terrible miss. A series of shots spray all over the thing, hitting every piece of foliage in the area except for the giant monster's flower.
I'm just picturing that scene from Predator.
Okay, so that was the tactical transport, and that was the armored personnel carrier. Desperado started us off. Blacksmith,
Me.
you started that off.
Mm-hmm.
And Solitaire has gone. So we
I think
have
Starblood still has a turn.
Starblood and Shiv, actually, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Before Starblood can get in my way and hurt himself, I would like to do something.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's totally what happens. We can revision this history all you like. That's fine.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
One day,
Hey, you
y'all
know
are going
what?
to have to acknowledge Starblood's roles.
No. It's great. But also, like Athen was in my way earlier. I'm trying to do things. You guys keep getting in my blast radiuses. I only have explosive at the moment, okay? I have a rifle, I think. I never used that. I would like to throw a grenade.
Okay.
I would like to throw a grenade behind the flower so it does not explode and also hit Desperado.
Okay. Is there a
Thanks.
role associated with that?
Mhm. I believe there is. Frag grenade. Throw within a range of 5. All characters within a blast 1 area must pass an agility check or take save or take 1d6 explosive. I don't actually think there is an attack roll. I think I
Okay,
just chuck
You just get to place it.
Yeah.
So it's a blast
there's
radius
no
of how
attack
much?
roll.
One.
One. Okay. Yeah. So
Plus
if you
one.
throw it just off to the side and back, you won't need to worry about hitting Desperado. That is a save on their end.
Yes. And agility.
Agility save. Yes, this immobile flower is going to be real good at agility saves.
That's what I was hoping.
Uh,
If this goes well, I might do it again.
that is an 8.
I think that fails.
I think so. So
I
what
think
did
so,
that do?
okay.
What does it take?
So this glowing green, essentially egg-looking thing, is going to be just politely hurled over the top of Desperado. And it's going to hit this flower. It's going to take, what is that, 3 explosive.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 explosive damage. And that was a quick action to do, so I think she was going to do it again.
Hey.
Can you use the
Is that
same
something I'm allowed to do?
system? I know you can't use the same weapon more than once. You can't skirmish the same way with a quick action.
Fair enough.
I'm
That's okay.
gonna
I'll
say
figure
it
that one
counts
out
as an
later.
attack, so I'm gonna say no. Not unless you
Yeah, that's fine.
But you can quick action with something else.
I would like, so that was my quick action. Could I, for the first time ever with a full action, hit something?
Well, you don't have a full action because you used your quick action for opening. Unless
That's
you
right.
want to overcharge.
I swear to God, I will get this
No, that's fine.
game.
You do
eventually.
have the RPG
I have
on
skirmish. I have skirmish, so you can choose a weapon
Yes.
to attack.
Yes.
I don't think Shiv has ever in their mech used a weapon attack, which I find infinitely funny.
Mhm.
That's pretty funny.
And I don't know if it's funnier to keep it that way or if I should shoot something.
Well, you are behind this RPG turret.
That's a great point. I forgot I'm in a turret.
Well, actually, you know what? I said that, but the flower is behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Never
You said
mind.
I can only go the 180.
Yeah. Do you
Okay,
have,
well then knowing that
do you have a weapon?
I have a rifle.
Okay.
Yes. I'm gonna use the assault rifle because it's more important to not let us die.
All right. Go ahead and give that a target, and we'll see how shooting your first firearm works out for you.
Like she's done it in training, you know?
You know what? Actually, the flower here, which I'm calling scrap catchers, are sort of kind of a Frankenstein that I put together of other things. So it is. I don't let the other ones go through because I missed it, but it is because of all these spores. It is invisible.
Oh.
So it has you have a 50% mischance on all of your attacks. The
Would
grenade was an
I
AoE,
reasonably
so that goes
know
through
that
just
that-
fine.
Okay. Is there a chance of hitting Logan if I miss it? Or is it just that I miss it?
Not unless you roll a -1, a negative number.
Okay. I don't think that'll happen, so we're gonna roll with it. Okay, so there's an invisible button that I can click.
You do
Yeah,
also
they'll flip a
have,
coin
because
for
you are impaired, +1 difficulty on this attack.
Oh, good. Love that for
You should
me.
mark all of these conditions on it.
It won't let me click impaired, so I'm gonna have to use other sources.
There you go. You are now.
It takes a bit. There's a little delay to it.
Ah. Roll. Oh. What do you mean? I did select. You pooper. I selected the thing. Okay, now let me shoot. Invisible. What? It's bullying me.
Is it just not going through?
Yeah, it's telling me that I don't have a target selected, but I definitely do.
Just roll physical
Yep.
dice. I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
I'll
go
just
ahead and
Did
roll.
you have it selected,
Yeah.
or do you did you select token or select target?
Select target.
Just,
Yeah,
and make sure you
that's
roll
right.
any die and just like odd is miss, even is hit.
There we go. Okay.
It's like a D2.
Okay. Yeah, no, that super duper misses. Goes super wide.
Okay.
Even without it being invisible, it's just it was a bad roll.
All right. So we see you pull out this rifle from the back of this exosuit you're wearing, and again, this is you in a suit. You're not relying on a mech. This is the first time you, Siobhan, has probably ever fired a firearm at all. You're not like you've been trained. You fired a firearm before. You went through Navy training.
As
you probably
is,
weren't great,
but not in my mech.
Yeah. So it's kind of clunky, and I think you're thinking about it too much. It's cutting out that instinct that you get from the goblin interface, and you're just thinking about it too much, and you're not sure how to position it on your shoulder, your arms all the way up in the air, and just sprays wide.
Oops.
If you guys could stop shooting at me, that'd be great.
Noted.
All right.
Puts the fucking rifle away.
That is Siobhan's turn. Moving on to another enemy, then. From in front of you, another one of these razor hides jumps, leaps out of the underbrush where it was wrapped around a tree, waiting to pounce, and it is going to pounce on top of this vehicle and start grabbing and slashing at Bite.
I'm in a suit. I'm in a suit. I'm in a suit.
You are indeed in a suit. It is also clamoring and scraping, trying to stay on top of this sort of slanted plow-like structure. And you hear screaming over your operation comms as the people inside of this APC, who are researchers and not soldiers, are freaking the fuck out because there is a dinosaur riding their transport.
That's valid. But it's not super helpful, so I'll shut that off.
All right. Reasonable. All right, I got you selected, and I'm going to attack you with my claws.
Allows.
That is 6 points of damage.
Hey, I
As
take
it
some structure
slams into
damage.
Is that? Yeah, I was gonna say that's structure, right?
Yo.
It is.
Oh no!
Let's roll that structure.
Oh, God.
You're fine. You got
It's
this.
so
You got
small.
this.
I know, it's really bad. Hold up. 0, enter. Okay, now what do I have? Oh,
There
there
should
it
be a
is.
pop-up once you hit 0
Mm.
HP.
Yeah, if you put your HP to 0 and hit it, it'll give you the option.
What was that? What does it do? There's a delay. Okay,
Glancing
wait.
blade.
Glancing. Okay.
Emergency systems
Woo!
kick in and stabilize your mech. You are impaired. You're already impaired. But otherwise, nothing happens. You're good. You still reach
Nice.
the structure, but that was a good roll.
Woo!
So you can see its tail is lashing behind you, slamming down. It actually hits into that the heavy metal partition in front of this turret, and you can see it actually stick straight through by a good few inches through this heavy metal barricade. But these scythe-like claws that it has to dig into the ground, to climb up trees, to hold on to things, just reaches over top and slams down, and it impacts with your shoulder. And you don't think about moving, but you move just enough that this bladed arm of it dip just enough that it slashes and cuts at that shoulder joint instead of going straight through, which would have gone into your arm.
Yeah.
So it rips off a chunk of your goblin plating, not exposing your body. There's a secondary hull inside, but it took a chunk over here. It is,
Hate
however,
that.
still scrambling and thrashing at you on top of this vehicle. Despite that only being a quick action, I only gave it one weapon, so it only gets to attack once because you can't attack twice with the same thing. So that's good.
To be fair, it seems to have done a pretty good job with the
Oh, yeah.
one weapon there.
Yeah, no, it could easily, like, one-shot my structure multiple times if it tried hard
Mhm.
enough. So,
Starblood.
I only have 7 HP, Jack.
Yeah. Start of turn. I'm going to use a protocol. shoulder panels open, very familiar bits come flying out of the shoulders, and then they sort of blink. Again, it seems like they blink out of existence as they will assemble sort of around Bite as I'm activating my shield on Bite. So Bite, you are covered as these bits sort of begin to... Yes,
What is the
line of
range?
sight.
Line of sight. Gotcha.
Yeah. So you're covered as these bits sort of begin circling around you, sort of like an atom. And there are just these faint lines that appear around you that create this like purplish, goldenish sheen. And then I am going to use a quick action boost, and we're gonna see if we can get caught up to the action. So again, that shimmer and vanish brings me... Why am I moving slowly? That's weird. For some reason it thinks I'm impaired? Weird.
You don't have any conditions marked.
Yeah, just when I move, it has the double numbers underneath.
I see that.
And it's
Huh.
being weird about letting me... Okay, it let me move anyway, so it's fine. I don't know what it was.
It's like it's counting stuff as difficult terrain.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is. But I'm moving there. So that's my quick action as, again, that shimmer and Ascendant just vanishes into the rain. There's a very faint outline of the like frame as it sort of darts. It almost looks like this invisible shimmer is moving through raindrops as it moves. And then it just stops and sort of it visually looks like it rematerializes behind you, August. Which point, I think what's going to happen next is there's going to be the sound of a shotgun being cocked, and assuming that August doesn't have a problem with this, I think it's sort of rested over your shoulder.
Not August, Athen.
Oh, is that Athen? Oh, that's even better. Then, yeah, specifically because you'll hate it. The shotgun is rested on your shoulder to fire.
I'm sure there is a split second when you hear the cocking of this mech-grade shotgun behind you and like, is he gonna shoot me in the back?
Yeah, just as he materializes, and then they put it on your shoulder and are gonna fire.
All right.
Get here.
Fire away.
Got it. Okay, target is selected this time. This should work. Is it locked on? Because I see a consume lock on here.
I might have given it the wrong.
Okay, because I don't want to.
It doesn't have any lock on. No.
Okay.
I don't know what is
Weird.
going on with your sheet.
With my sheet?
I mean, it's got to be.
Oh yeah,
your
because
sheet.
also with the moving,
With the
yeah,
movement
that's weird.
and apparently weird lock
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, because I didn't have that issue, but nope, it's so I don't know why it's there, but it's not selectable.
Okay.
I think it just automatically pops up because the invisibility is also there. QE. Okay. I have to get this out of the way so I can actually hit the roll. So we go, bam. Hey, that's a crit.
All right. 5 points of kinetic damage. Excellent.
And then, yeah, I'm not gonna do the other thing. So that is, quick action move. So yeah, it fires off just perfectly angled to spray past Dead Man's hand, and just pepper this thing with more shrapnel. Time to keep moving. And then the shotgun is removed from your shoulder.
Hey, so I would like to fire off some turrets, please. Please and thank you. Fuck that flower.
Okay. You haven't used them this initiative pass. It was the last one, right?
Mm-hmm. I've
Okay.
had a turn since they
Gotcha.
did the thing.
So 2 instances of 3 damage on the flower.
Yep.
Okay.
Fuck that flower. Thank you, Sean.
Turrets, likewise. Almost and pretty much cutting a sector just underneath Desperado's, well, 4 elbows, slamming into the base bulb of this flower.
I'll apologize. Hey, I didn't mean to shoot at you. They're turrets. They just do that. I'm sorry. We're not shooting at you.
Uncomfortably close, Desperado. But you have more problems to worry about as you see the petals of this flower begin to lean forward and start enveloping around you, and that tongue that lashed out before, you can see it emerge from the mouth again, sort of twitch and drip in your direction. And that's where we're going to take a little bit of an intermission. A little bit late, I got lost in the fun of this combat. We're going to take a real quick intermission because we don't have too terribly much longer. It's going to be a much shorter second half than the first half, which is not how halves work, but that's how we're going to do it. But I am hoping to get through this encounter. We are more than halfway done, I think. So let's see if we can do a quick intermission and come back and power through. So, enjoy some music, some flashy lights. I'm going to run some Twitch ads because I don't have a sponsor anymore. But if you would like to be sponsored and have your own advertisement here, I will make you a really cool advert video and run it during our intermission here. So shoot me a message if that sounds good to you. But we will be back in just a few minutes, folks. Stay tuned for some more giant robots versus dinosaurs. we are back from intermission for more of tonight's episode of the Starcrier Conflict. And it looks like we picked up some more viewers, actually. So hello, viewers. Thanks for hanging out. We're doing some giant robots versus dinosaurs tonight. But wait, also giant mech-eating flowers have popped up. And I think that is where we are going to begin as we come back from our break, because when the initiative rolled over, it was a player that acted last, which means it rolls over to an NPC, an enemy, which was something that was recently clarified to me. It continues the ladder as need be. So we're going to start off exactly where we left off, with this scrap catcher here, who is getting ready to, well, you know what? It doesn't need to lash out with its tongue, because it is just going to Madame Guillotine our poor Desperado here, which is not a roll. Desperado, how much HP do you have on your structure?
Like currently?
Yes.
8.
Okay. These flower blades start to slowly envelop you, and then quickly, almost as if it hits some sort of tension, quick release, slam down around you, and you notice as they slam down, there are spikes that even stick out of the inside of these petals. They slam down around you. You are already otherwise shredded, which isn't going to do anything here, but you had just enough HP to avoid getting a structure chunked. It doesn't do any damage to you unless you have less than 7 HP. But if you have less than 7 HP, you would just straight lose a structure.
Good to
Thing is
know.
highly unpleasant, Jack, just so you know.
Yes, yes it is. That is, however...
Just so everyone knows, I
all
have
it
7
can do.
HP standardly.
Yes, yeah, it would just eat our
That's
poor
true, yeah.
goblin.
Well, it's a
here.
good thing you're up on the boom cannon then.
Yep.
I'll
Yep.
stay here.
You know what?
Jack, don't you do it. Don't you dare. No fastball special, that's rude.
What we got here? What we got here? What we got here? No, we're not gonna worry about that. No.
You gonna try to
No,
chuck
that's all
me
we
off
got.
with this thing?
That's all we got.
Okay.
That's all we got. With that, the caravan is going to continue moving forward unless anybody really wants to go. Well, you are lagging behind. So let's throw it back to one of you guys.
Okay.
Yeah,
Take
go
us
for
away.
it.
All right. So first thing, we're going to move down so that we're on the bottom half of the caravan to cover down here, and we're going to target Mr. Flower here. Full barrage.
All right.
So on the wrong. There we go. All right, assault rifle. I missed, but that's reliable too.
Okay.
Nexus on the same mount. That is a hit for 2 damage.
And actually, that is enough. And this thing, part of one of those petals was already blasted off because of the grenade. It's taken another few big chunks and bullet holes through some of those flowers into the central sort of maw of this pitcher plant-like thing. And you position yourself just outside of that spore cloud. And not terribly powerful hits, but it is enough, especially that final nexus. You send that highly charged globule of nanites straight down into the acid pit of this flower, but those nanites are stronger than that acid, and you can see it just eat down through the flower, and it twitches, and the petals go limp, and somehow turn into a giant robot when it gets scrapped.
Hey, Desperado. I think I see why you hate green now.
Yeah. And I stand by that. And you can't make me change my mind at this point.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fair.
All right. So
With that, I will
Since
say the spore cloud quickly dissipates, actually, as it is no longer continuing to shake and release a constant stream of spores. Go on.
Wonderful.
Get rid of yourself.
okay, so since that's actually a skirmish and not a full barrage.
Yes.
Okay. In that case, let's boost. Why is there another spore cloud, Jack?
Because I'm misclicking. Because somehow I lost the other one.
You activated the trap card, clearly.
Right. So I'm gonna boost down here. So I'm actually next to Desperado now, and I'm gonna overcharge for another quick action. And I'm gonna activate the Ferris Slash. So Mr. Razorhide up here needs
Yes.
to make an agility save.
Gotcha. As soon as my foundry catches up with me. What are you all about now? The ABC here, and let me just grab that. I believe that is the third one. What do we got left? It's the third one. There we go. All right. Apologies. What save?
Agility.
Agility. Yeah. Doesn't have anything special here. All right. What do we got? That's a 13.
Yep, that'll pass.
All right. So what were you attempting to do?
Right. I was going to throw him
Ah,
with the Ferris Slash.
yeah, you reach out with this magnetism and you can feel the connection there. The plates on its back have a high enough metal content that you should be able to get a lock, but it is strong. You can see it slam its scythes down into the vehicle here. Probably not puncturing all the way through, but holding on just enough that you can't fling it off.
You know what? I really don't like that thing being right there next to Bite, so I'm just going to overcharge again.
All right.
Whew, only rolled a 1.
There you go.
And we are going to skirmish it with my prototype.
Okay.
Excuse me.
It is outside of the foliage, so it doesn't have any difficulty, actually. This is
Oh.
a straight shot with whatever you got.
All right, I get accuracy for, well, that's part of my prototype thing.
Yep.
And roll away. Catching up. Slowly. Oh,
Nice.
okay. So I pick up 1 heat because of overkill, but it takes 8 energy damage.
Okay. What of these extra options are you using? You get 2 of these, right?
So tweaked optics is
That's
one I always have on,
Yep.
and stripped reactor shielding.
Gotcha.
So stripped reactor shielding, if I want to, when I make an attack, I can choose to alter
Gotcha.
its shape, whatever.
So that was 8 damage. Excellent. Solid hit. Yeah, I'm gonna say with that, another one of these beams of purple energy slams out, and you just cut off the tail of this creature. It is lashing backwards. It gets ready to strike almost scorpion style down on poor Bite here, and you just flies backwards into the air, lands with a thud in the brush as there is a screech from this large serpentine dinosaur creature.
Desperado, are you good?
Yeah, good.
All
We're
right.
good.
Good deal. Let's clear the rest of these assholes out.
All right, that is
Thanks.
going to reset initiative, and that is the scrap catcher gone, and solitaire is gone. That's so far all we got. All right. That's going to bring us back over to our Razor Hide here, Razor Hide 3. Love that growl. Alright, it is going to continue its attack on Bite here.
Cool.
Plus 2 difficulty.
Thanks.
That is true. That is true. And there is a
Hit me
visible
now.
shield in front of it. No,
It's
it's
a
a
big old
dinosaur. It's a big lizard. Small brain.
Not
It's
smart.
the small food.
Yep,
It eat.
pretty much. That's 2 difficulty?
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh, can it also take 6 kinetic damage from my turrets, please?
Nice.
Yes. It was hit,
Nice.
so you can trigger that. Very nice.
Let's go.
I forgot again.
A few of those
I'll put a
shots
sticky
flinking
note.
off of its hide, but a good chunk of damage. It is leaking through several holes, this corrosive purple blood, as it continues to thrash about in front of you.
Yeah, Shiv doesn't even flinch as both turrets have to shoot around them.
Mm.
Just full trust in my babies.
Yeah, pretty much over top of you, really.
Yeah.
But that is only a 3 to hit. That is not going to work. With that, it has taken a lot of damage. These are living beings. It is going to throw itself off of the vehicle and clamber back into the foliage here, getting lost in the underbrush.
Oh boy.
So is it gone?
It is no longer, it is invisible and hidden. You have lost targeting on it, and you can see heavy droplets of this corrosive blood leaving patches in the foliage around here. It is very likely it has run off trying to preserve its life.
Okay.
Hey, Bite, if the next one tries to eat you, just remember, at least the inside should be softer, so just try to punch your way out.
With that, our
Punching
vehicles
is not my forte.
are going to move up.
Scoot, scoot. Mm.
There's another 9 movement here.
Incredible. I love watching these scoot along by.
I know, me too.
Another.
It's so
can't
silly.
get 12. So it's gonna. Well, there's nothing else for it to. Actually, no.
No.
Before we do that, Bite,
What?
I need you to make me a.
No.
What do we got here? Actually, I don't think you need to make anything. I need to make against you.
No, that's worse.
Actually, no, it's probably better, to be fair. Though
Yeah.
we'll see.
Because of the difficulty?
No, not because
Well,
of the difficulty, unfortunately.
I tried.
Yeah.
It's a solid attempt. Who's trying to hit? Show yourself.
That is a miss. You're not sure what's happening, but you likewise notice you heard Desperado shout out before that something is trying to hack systems. Not exactly sure what, but your operating system comes under attack, and it's almost like it's fighting back itself. Even before you start typing, you see countermeasures start popping up and starting to isolate and quarantine whatever this is doing, giving you enough time to shut down whatever attempt this was.
Oh no, there's another angry flower. There's another angry big plant with a mouth. Ugh.
You think
Ugh.
flowers are hacking you?
I think flowers are hacking me.
All right.
In my defense, that's the order of operations that happened last time.
You know what? Actually, yeah, that should give them away.
What?
There is indeed another large flower just off
Gross.
to your back passenger flank,
Amazing.
which means that this tactical APC here is going to move up its 2 movement and shoot at it with its cannon.
Will I get to take my turn after this, or is it an enemy first?
This was an NPC turn, so it will go to a player turn next.
Okay. I'd like to do something before the boys get in the way.
All right, the flower
Hey.
takes a solid hit.
Nice.
All right, back around to one of you guys.
Yeah. Could I please shoot with my big explosive thing?
All right.
You know what I mean. Yeah, the turret on this vehicle I would like to fire.
Gotcha. Let's see if I can. You can go ahead and roll that, but I will press the button for the animation. Never mind, I don't have that set up. So just go ahead and roll.
Okay. Where is it on my thing? Melee ranged. Okay, so this is. It doesn't get anything extra right now. Am I impaired?
You are indeed impaired
Okay.
as another cloud of.
That's it.
As another cloud of these spores.
I would like to use. So it's a quick action to fire this thing. So first, could I quick action lock on?
You can, yes.
Okay. I would like to do that
Well,
first.
actually,
Mhm.
this is biological, which means I believe it is immune to tech attacks. And
That makes sense.
A lock on isn't technically a tech attack, I don't think, but it's not technological, so.
That's valid. I wasn't sure how we were narratively explaining how lock on works, so that makes sense.
No, go for it. Lock on and fire.
Yeah. Okay. Ah. Oh, there's no lock on currently on it.
How quickly can I do this? Lock on.
Or I could just use other sources and add an accuracy.
Lock on. There you go.
Or hey, you're amazing. Thank you. Okay. Roll. Ah. Miss.
That's a miss,
Darn
unfortunately.
it.
All right. That
Bummer.
was both your quick actions, unless you'd like to overcharge.
No, I would not. That scares me.
Okay, moving back around, then we have Razorhide Boar over here, jumping out of the underbrush. And, Bite, don't blame me. Blame the people lagging behind off
driver.
the map. And maybe your
How
driver,
dare you.
as yet another one of these creatures jumps on the side of this thing and is going to try to slash at you.
That's pretty rude. I would like to turret it if it is. No, wait, I can't do that because that works differently. I confused myself.
Yeah.
You still do have the shield though.
I do.
Okay. Good to know. That misses anyway.
Thank God.
It jumps up, and I'm gonna roll. That's not correct. 2d6 off of this anyway. Let's see what happens. All right. Yeah, it flies straight to the other side of the vehicle. There's a little lag there
Oh,
because it
good.
got a -3 on its attack as it flies straight over the vehicle and slams into this flower over here, which probably isn't going to go very well for it.
I was gonna say it's not like they're friends.
Yeah. Who's next?
I would like to go.
All right.
Yeah, Desperado, you want some payback?
Sure do. I do want to move up. I think before I get into the cloud, I don't really care about the plant. Fuck that plant. But I do want to hit. Sorry, you said that the plants were invisible when they're in the spore cloud.
They are. They are invisible. Yes.
Okay, cool. Then I only see the razor hide. So we're gonna attack the razor hide with the prototype weapon.
All right.
Okay, one of the other arms comes out, and I think we're going to. I think we're gonna choose the shock type from my walking armory.
All right.
So it takes 1 AP energy damage if I hit, of course.
Gotcha.
So this is just a skirmish. That is.
You rolled the.
Sorry, there's difficulty?
Yep.
There's difficulty? Cool. Hell yeah. Alrighty. That is 17.
Oh yeah.
Bam. Okay.
So that does what in total?
That does 1d6 plus 2. 6 plus 2 is 8.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So my
then it
energy
gets
damage. Well, sorry.
What was the
And it
next
gets
one?
another 1. It's another 1 AP
Excellent.
energy.
Nice. Solid
Yeah.
hit. Just a straight
Gotcha.
series of burn down the length of this serpentine creature.
And then for my second quick action, I am going to use my Hopkins doctrine to use renewal, which means all of the weapons that I didn't use to attack this turn are reloaded at the end of this turn.
Gotcha. All right. Anything else from
Hell yeah. So I do need to, like I said, I need to move up.
All right, you're gonna boogie. You got 6 spaces.
Yeah.
The movement there. All right. Is that all you got?
That's all I got for now.
All right. Then we can roll back on around, and I am going to activate Razorhide number 5. Which is far enough away, but drawn into the combat. It's going to move.
They can stay right there. They can leave me alone. They can just sit and wait for me to run it over with a car.
Yeah, I don't think
That's
it's gonna
hear me
do
out.
that.
Beep, beep.
Hear me out.
Well, enemies can't overcharge, but they can still boost. So it is going to run up, head all the way down here, straight past
Ooh.
Bite and the vehicle, and is going to pounce towards Desperado, who is the next closest. However, that uses all of its actions, and it can't overcharge, so it is just going to... We leave its turn as it is jumping in your direction, Desperado, getting ready to strike you on its next pass. That brings us around. You got Starblooded Blacksmith.
You mind if I go?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and move my 5 over here. And then unfortunately, I am going to have to boost a little bit more. And then, you know what? We're going to go ahead and we're going to overcharge. And then I'm going to bring my sword down on this thing.
Right.
Because it's too close, and I don't like that.
That's 1 overcharge heat damage, but go ahead and
Yep.
that slash. Nice. You get fancy stuff on a
So-
critical, don't you?
Yeah, I do actually.
Yes, let's go.
Yeah, my Predator's going to kick in, so I deal maximum damage and bonus damage. So that I think I already rolled max anyways at 10.
Okay.
So
So 10
Yeah.
damage.
yeah, so I'm going to come. You guys are going to see like heat's going to start building up on my back as I want to charge forward, and I'm just going to like launch in the air and then just bring that blade down right between the thing's shoulder blades and then just cut through.
This doesn't have any armor piercing, does it?
No.
Okay. A solid slam. Yeah, you slam down on it. And if this thing wasn't so serpentine, you're sure you would have broken its back, but it does seem to be able to bend its spine sort of in both directions. You slam down straight between these two plates of razor hide bark-like armor plating, and it does bend against the weight of your blade and cut into it deep. And you feel it stop and scrape across the spine, the spinal column of this creature as you pull back, and again a horrifying, animalistic dinosaur screech.
And that's my turn.
All right.
I would like to expend 1 turret.
You
On that
use
one.
1 turret, and that is 3 damage. Gotcha.
Mhm. So I'll have the other one for later.
All right. Do I have anyone left? Razorhide 2 has fucked off. The scrap catcher here is going to go now, actually, because that wasn't its turn. That was its reaction when it did that. So the scrap catcher here, scrap catcher 2. Let's go. Well, you know what? It's got something to eat right there, actually. How much HP does this Razorhide have? It eats the Razorhide.
Yes.
You see the
Wonderful.
Razorhide did just sort of jump, sort of scrabble and scrape at the top of the armored vehicle, slashing and throwing its spiked tail in Bite's direction, but it just launched straight over. Was not expecting it, miscalculated in some degree, slams on the ground, serpentine rolls to the side, stands up and gets ready to pounce. You can see the back of it sort of coiling up like a scorpion tail again, getting ready to launch itself. Unbeknownst to this Razorhide, however, you see those petals of the flower slowly creep forward once again until it hits that spring-like motion and just straight down, decapitating the Razorhide, pulling it in, and the flower just throws the bulb up and just starts to vibrate as it consumes this Razorhide. Starblood.
Yes. So, top of the turn, I'm gonna re-up my shield, which should give me heat. Then I will take my move 2, 3, 5.
Have you say
I'm
that
gonna
more
boost.
cinematically for me, please?
Yeah, give me half a second. I got you. I'm just counting to make sure that I'm doing this right. Excellent. Cool. So I know that there is like a borderline at the bottom of the map, but there's a hex that like goes through it. Is that still considered on the map?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're good. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Okay. So I'm going to. Can I double boost? I forget if I can double.
You can move, boost, and then you would have to overcharge
Cool.
if you want to do anything else.
Yeah. Yep. That's exactly what we're doing. We're gonna move boost.
Excellent.
So there's a moment where the bits surrounding Buddy Jr. sort of flicker a little bit, but then they come back online. And then again, Ascendant shimmers and is gone, and will sort of reappear. If I can, yeah, there we go. There's lag on the movement. Reappear there, assuming that is not, yeah, that's not the square the thing is in, right?
Yep, you're good.
Excellent. And as it reappears, you see the shotgun pressed up. Actually, no. I'm gonna overcharge. You see the very rarely used charged blade sort of be pulled off of the back and then come slashing down across this thing.
All right. This is with a point
so
of difficulty, but I know you have your own shenanigans.
I have advantage. Not advantage. I have
Accuracy.
what's it called? Accuracy. Thank you. I have accuracy. And I have +2 difficulty to be hit because we're all adjacent, which means everyone adjacent to me also has +1 difficulty to be hit.
All right.
And
Go
then
ahead
I
and
have.
give this a swing because you're probably gonna kill it.
Okay. Do I, just to check, is my difficulty because of any sort of cover?
Yes.
Then I ignore it. See-through
Okay, never
seeker
mind.
says.
That's true.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it has all cover while it's in the foliage. So never mind. Just leave this
Ha
thing
ha
back.
ha. Let's try that. Extra. Okay. Then we swing. At 26.
All right.
So, assuming it is lethal.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah. So, immediately upon sort of shimmering back into place, there's a moment where it's almost like there's a moment where the two cockpits pass, between Tavik and Athen, as the blade comes wheeling off the back and slicing down about halfway into this beast, and then shoving its way through so that it can finish the sweeping motion sideways, sort of sloughing off any of the corrosive dino juice that otherwise might be on it, and then
Hate that.
flicking it out and sliding it back onto the magnetic holster on the back.
We didn't have to call
Havoc
it
is
that.
such a weeb.
We didn't have to call it
100%.
Dino Juice.
You couldn't tell from Tavik literally being a Gundam character.
No.
With that,
No.
we see you flourish your blade, sling it back down on your back. There's a flash of magnetism as it links up, and you all are continuing your run alongside these two armored vehicles. And our camera is just going to pull back into the clouds as we continue watching this caravan very quickly dashing through the underbrush here, swerving between trees, keeping an eye out for any more dangers. But it seems that you have dispatched the Razorhides here, and the only other Scrapcatcher flower is enjoying its own Razorhide meal at the moment, allowing the caravan to speed on through outside of Razorhide territory, continuing into the jungle and getting lost deep back under the canopy in the foliage as our camera continues to rise and rise until we can just see the heavily forested mountains and the bay, Prospera Bay. And that is where we are going to pick up next week, or the next episode of the Starcrier Conflict, once our characters have returned back to base. So, giant robots versus dinosaurs, and also giant megafauna, flora. How we doing? Guys, that was fun, right? We got through that combat.
Yes.
That was insane.
We're gonna fight dinosaurs
I
and
love it.
Audrey too. That was awesome.
Right?
Yeah. All right. So, thank you for watching tonight's episode of the Starcrier Conflict. This was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun putting it together. I had a lot of fun making this map. We're gonna try to get an after show in. So I will try to wrap this up and keep it quick. I will, you know what? I want to have one announcement just before anybody leaves, because I know people sometimes tend to leave during the outros. But one quick announcement, and that is this Friday, I will be over on actually here. I'm going to be right back here on Friday for another one shot of Cyberpunk, and this time supporting our good friend Lion here. If you've been following this channel, if you've been following other channels, especially Lion's channel, Lion's doing a fundraiser right now, going through some stuff. And we want to make sure that you don't end up homeless, because then you don't get to fight dinosaurs with us. And also you have a family. So I will be running Cyberpunk Red this Friday. Normal time, 7 p.m. right here on the channel, with Cyberpunk Red Food Truck Wars, which is going to be real fun. I've had a lot of fun putting this together. I'm going to be using Foundry, so we get even more of this fun battle map animation kind of stuff, and we got some real fun, real great players. So if you are watching this, you want to see more of this kind of stuff, but with a cyberpunk twist. It's going to be even more bombastic, even more anime nonsense, even more explosions, and the brightest of neon pink mohawks this Friday for Food Truck Wars Cyberpunk Red. So stop on by.
Hell yeah.
And even more than dropping any tips for myself, if you have the money, hold off here, throw it in the collection fund for Lion on Friday, because that is a much better cause right now. So I'm really looking forward to that. This Friday, 7 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, Cyberpunk Red. With that, however, I'll save any other announcements. Let me pass it on back to these wonderful folks for their victory speeches.
Hey, this is Sean here, aka Rise, aka Raven Black Photography. You can find me on Blue Sky as Rise. And you can find me on Instagram and Threads under Raven Black Photography, where I post pictures of things, whatever I happen to point my camera towards at any given time, which is really kind of all over the place. Nothing else. Oh, you know what? Do have a couple other things coming up here fairly soon. Holy cow! I finally have time to do things again. Coming up September 5th, over on Nerds with Dice, we're getting back to our Ironshorn campaign finally. Got a couple episodes of that left we're getting into, and I don't think we have confirmed the date yet, but we're also getting back into our Alien campaign over on Singularity Roleplay in September. So those dates will be ironed out here very soon, hopefully, so we can get back into doing cool crap, because, man, I've been missing it. Yeah, other than that, that's all I got. I'm here every Sunday. Except when my power, goes.
Yeah, except when Mother Nature goes, actually, fuck you.
Oh, well,
And then we're gonna throw hands.
Yeah,
Anyways, hey, howdy, bye. My name is Haley. I do things sometimes. You can find me at Haley on most things. It's pretty nifty. But you can mostly find me in my new home studio of Couch Rock Chronicles. Very excited, very proud. A bunch of friends and I have started a little studio of our own, and we just came out with our first ever production of Misconnections. That is a City of Mist actual play using the Son of Oak game system, which is fantastic. Catch us as a group of grim fairy tales investigating weird disappearances in our city. But yeah, episode 3 is airing tomorrow at 4 p.m. PST on YouTube and Spotify.
Hi, it's my turn.
It is.
I am Q. I was Logan O'Hara, aka Desperado. When you can't find me here, you can see me pretty much everywhere on the internet at Midnight Inc. That's Midnight_INQ. Q is my name. I'm sure you get it. Say it with me now. Save a horse, ride a cowboy. I keep making cowboys. Speaking of, next up, apart from where I skip a day, and I'm going to be playing a Raven over in the Misconnections. You can see me there. I was in that production. This coming up Tuesday should be Live from the Apocalypse, the Nephilim Tenebris, where I'm playing my other space cowboy, Cassidy Starrunner, who is different, but also still a space cowboy. And then other than that, there are other things and also stuff. Some I can talk about, others I won't.
Next week
on Dragon Ball Z. I don't know.
I really hate following you sometimes because I'm just like, hi, I'm Andrew.
Do we want to
he's
switch it?
different.
Do you want to start switching it up? We can do
No,
that.
no. It's fine.
Chaos.
My brain would melt if we changed the order at this point. It's been 3 months. Don't do this to me.
I'm Andrew. I use he/him pronouns. I've been playing Intermission, aka Blacksmith. I also use he/him pronouns. I am That Gamer Ajax on all the social medias. I run a YouTube channel, same name, that is supposed to help you be the best tabletop enthusiast that you can be, with guides, tips and tricks, stories, first impressions on other games. I'm unfortunately a little inconsistent with posting at the moment, just because life has been busy. I'm sure that we all get it. We all understand. But that is all I've got. So I'm going to go ahead and right over to Lion.
Hey y'all, it's Drake Lionheart. Most people call me Lion. I use they, he pronouns, and I have been John Tavick, Creighton Vasier, Harrison IV, call sign Starblood, pilot of Ascendant. I am the creative director and founder for Tales from the Table Studios, and yes, I unfortunately am dealing with some bullshit on the home front. But luckily, there is an amazing community of people who have agreed to help out as we try and raise funds to make sure that I and my wonderful family do not wind up on the street, because, you know, that sucks. To that end, you'll be able to see a lot of me and us and other amazing people across a number of channels. I think mostly this week it's going to be on Tales from the Table Studios, except for Friday when it will be here. We'll be live tomorrow at 9 p.m. Wait, let me make sure I'm getting that right. I have the schedule here. Yep. We'll be live tomorrow night at 9 p.m. EST with a game of Wrath and Glory. Wonderful Warhammer 40k game with a great cast and crew. It's going to be a good time. Then we'll be back on Tuesday at 10 p.m. EST with a game of Monster Hearts. Trust me, it's going to be a lot. I'm really excited because I'm going to be in that one, and I'm getting to play Monster Hearts for the first time ever and going to be the most insufferable, flirtiest person you've ever seen. If you've seen me play D&D previously on Twitch, on Rega, you will have some semblance of an idea of what's coming, and it's going to be wonderful. Then we'll be back Wednesday at 9 p.m. EST with a game of Pantheon, a game that other Jack True over on Twitter has put together. It's going to be a great time. We're going to be building gods. We're going to be making some real cool stuff happen. I believe it is the narrative cage match system, which is a great system. I'm really excited for that. Then we will be here. Well, people will be here. I will not be here, but people will be here for an amazing Cyberpunk 7 p.m. EST here on RPGs Uncovered. And then we'll be closing out this month with Pathfinder 2nd Edition, Saturday, August 31st, 1 p.m. EST, as we continue to raise money, trying to, get to that goal that we're looking for. We're a little over halfway there right now. If you go over, you can find me on the Line Night 42 or on Tales from the Table Studios on all socials. Ko-Fi is posted there, which is where we're taking donations. Come to the games, donate at the games. A lot of people have got incentives that they're setting up, so you'll be able to fuck with the players, help them out, do whatever it is that you'd like to manifest what you'd like to see in the game. Because really, how often do you get that opportunity? Please make the players suffer. Usually those cost more, but also they're a lot more entertaining. So, come make that happen. It's going to be a great time. Also, hopefully, Q, next week, maybe we'll have something to talk about. That's the hope. If not next week, then the week after. But you'll kind of get a sense of what sort of path we're walking down moving forward. And that's me.
All right, awesome. Lots of wonderful folks doing lots of wonderful things. And actually, yes, good to point out, there will be viewer incentives for Food Truck Wars. I believe we're doing $5 player rerolls, $10 GM rerolls, but I'm keeping the mayhem meter. We hit $50, I'm dropping a Cyber Psycho. Make it happen. Make it happen. And they just keep getting worse. I have many. So we're going to do that this Friday. But before we get to the brightest of neon pink mohawks on Friday, you can also find us you can find me right back here on Thursday, same time, 7 p.m. US Eastern, for the continuation of A Quiet Year on Iniko 4. We missed last week. We had to take our own rest and recovery last week, but we will be back this week for more world building of the planet that our Lancers are currently on, and it is definitely going to influence things coming up. A lot of what we did in the first episode was a lot of just setting the foundation and getting pieces moving for things happening later on in the year. But our Lancers on this show will be progressing weeks and months in the next couple episodes. And on Thursday, we have probably 2, maybe 3 more episodes of A Quiet Year that is going to continue on through the entire year with even more developments. And if you think the factional politics was stressful on this show, we have even more nonsense cropping up with other different factions and also maybe a cult. So come hang out on Thursday, because that's going to be a lot of fun, and Tal is an excellent facilitator for this world building game. So come hang out Thursday, come hang out Friday. Then we're rolling back around to this on Saturday, and that's all we got. And I'm really looking forward to it. We get to go back to Prospero Bay, where everyone's favorite corporate hotshot gets to flirt with all of you again. So thank you all for watching. We're gonna wrap up here, see if I can get some cool words out of my players. Thank you for watching. When you have successfully escorted a caravan of probably important scientists and some kind of cargo that nobody's going to talk about through the jungle, past a whole bunch of dinosaurs, and you are just relaxing at your campsite, enjoying the beautiful, if moist, jungle air, jungle night, always make sure to pop a nice, delicious heart tomato on the end of your stick and roast that over the campfire, folks. Happy time zone, and good night. Catch you throughout the week.
Bye-bye.
How do I end this? There we go. Bye, folks. Also, we're gonna raid, let's raid, ADH Adventures. There we go. We'll give them a raid during